Hello, chat. I'm going to be bringing up everyone in a second. We've got no Bree today. She has a migraine, so all the best out to Bree. But we do have the rest of them, or the rest of this cast. We're going into episode 30 today, chat. 30 weeks of this so far. I mean, excluding the couple of weeks we've had off. We've been doing this like 32 weeks, I think, now. So let me tell them I'll get them up, and then we can get going. 1 second. All right, I'm going to start bringing you guys up.
Migraine.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hello.
Welcome out. I hope everyone's doing good. Let me just set that out. There you go. All gooch. Okay, so welcome out to episode 30, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I always can't believe how long we've been doing this now. It always feels like we're still in the beginning stage.
It's weird.
I know.
Okay. All right.
How long have we been at sea?
30. Oh, wait, no.
This is the third week at sea, I want to say.
We just finished week 3 at the end of
Was that
our
the
last
third week
session,
at
right?
sea? I think so, maybe, yeah. Yeah. Because the first week you ended with the pirates. The second week with the Hydra, and then the third week with the escapees from the pirate from the prison. So yeah, this will be your 4th week at sea, potentially your last one. So we'll see.
I thought you said it would take 6.
Yeah, six
See
weeks.
how the winds go.
Yeah, I meant in real life weeks. This potentially is your last one. It's going to take 6 in-game weeks, but some weeks might be quicker
I
than
see what
others.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were saying like we're about to do week 4, which is potentially your last.
No.
week, and I was like, But you said it would take 6 weeks to
We
get. How did
fucking
we cut?
zoomed.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
potentially like weather rolls could make
that's true.
it go faster or
It's true.
slower. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
I was confused.
But no, it all depends. It all depends. There's some stuff can take longer, some stuff can take shorter. But in real life weeks, I think we've taken 3 at sea. I think.
Hey.
Unless that's Sam asking all along what was the in-game one. I don't know.
In game.
Oh, in-game then 3 weeks. Yeah. You've just hit the halfway mark.
Okay.
So before we get started, is there anything anyone wants to shout out?
Nay. No.
Okay.
Shout out to Shane's friend.
Yeah, I know he's got
Biscuit.
dog camp today. Look at that double mix.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Biscuit.
Oh no, it's
Is that his name?
adorable.
Her name, yeah.
Her name. That's cute.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, Joe.
Sorry, dude.
I said his too. Oops.
Wow. Oh, gee.
Sorry, Biscuit. I
Okay.
didn't mean to misgender you.
Well, if that is the beginning, then let us. Does anyone want to do the recap?
I can do it if everybody
Where
wants to
is
do
it?
it.
Where is it?
We posted in the chat.
Scroll up just a little bit. It'll be in the quoted text instead of normal text.
I think it's time. It's time.
He's not eating this week. His mouth is open.
Actually, quick mouthful.
Nice. Yeah, okay. Prep for it.
Last week, we finished fighting the multi-headed sea hydra and continued our journey west. Under the Volcarian mountains, we encountered a shitty adult bronze dragon. Illusions that tried to trick us, and finished the week off with a storm. After a weird week, we came across a ship with a group of prisoners, pretending to be guards, needing aid to sail to the east to disappear. We helped them, and carried on heading toward Wolfguard. Half our journey gone.
And that's where we pick up at the beginning of week 4 on the sea. You've just entered into the territory of Westmourne, true Westmourne, passing by Volcarian mountains and by the Newborn Isle where the Histamore prison resides. You're heading past, for you players, it's this island here. You're heading past the jutting islands outside of Westmourne, but it's still under the Westmourne banner. You would occasionally see sails that bear the Westmourne mark closer to the shoreline, but mostly just doing their own thing. Fishing ships coming out and fishing in the waters nearby, along with other larger vessels on kind of longer journeys, merchant vessels heading east. And you can see them kind of pushing out further into the sea, as if not to scale near the coast of Valkyria. Now, for the 4th week, going into it, for anyone who doesn't, who's new to it, we have been doing a system of crew quality. And I roll on the wind, on the events, and the things that can happen at sea. I can tell you for your week 4, of all the weeks, it is the calmest one. So, for the following week, if there's anything you want to do during the sea, just let me know. Others, essentially, it's just a week of freedom. You fished very well last time. I believe it was a nat 20 mixed in with Scold's fishing. So you have enough food for the entirety of the new week coming up as well.
Yeah.
So for the most part, the weather is calm. The wind is not necessarily in your favor, but not against you, just gentle winds. And you're forever being pulled northwest on your journey towards Wolfguard. Is there anything you want to do during week 4?
I forgot.
Get there.
Yeah, get there. I forgot. I found a journal a long time ago,
Okay.
and Fia would actually read it at some point during this journey.
I'm gonna have to find that now. That is
A journal of some elf dude, Marib. I can't remember his name. Hold on, it's in my thing.
Do you remember where you got that? Was it at the? It was
I
in the
think it was in the
Underdark.
Kruthic stuff.
Yes,
Yeah, I want to
yes.
say.
Yes.
And it is called the Journal of Marisil Dithius.
Let me just find
Yeah.
it.
I don't
There's
know. She's gonna read
an
it.
old journal. Okay.
And try not to get seasick while she does so.
Where the hell do I save that journal? Okay, yeah. Does it say on the journal how long it takes to read, or do I have to find it?
No, you just said it. We found a book.
Found it.
and that's all I got. The name of it.
Yes, it's
She's
the
a speed
entries
reader.
of Marisil Dithia. The journal takes 20 hours to read in its entirety.
All right.
So,
She ain't that fast.
well, I mean, you've got a week, so you'd be
Yeah.
able to easily get it done in that week. Okay.
All right. She'll start reading it.
Then I'll put it into your journal, or put it into your saved journal itself. So during the 20 hours that you were reading this on and off, you'd find out that Marisil Dithia was an elf that journeyed into Drow society. She went down into the Underdark. It contains all different information on how Drows build their houses, how they defend themselves in the Underdark, how they avoid corgi, like these patterns of these carnivorous birds that fly through. It has all various kind of means of what they eat, how they hunt, and genuinely what their culture and society is like. You also get some information on some Underdark creatures. Some of it is definitely Elven lore is often written in quite poetic stanzas, but it's very literal a lot of the time. They don't use as many metaphors, so the information that you're given is less exaggerated. It's more just kind of straight to the point. So you find out about some of the creatures that you could come across in the Underdark. Essentially, what the book can be used for is anytime that you would go into the Underdark, you can get advantage in nature checks and intelligence checks that will relate to drow or some creatures. Along with that, you'd also have discovered that the drift globe belonged to that person, the one that you found back then. And you can pretty much ascertain that this was her body that you'd found.
That's a bummer.
Yes, so you've got the last remnants of Marisil Dathia. Is there anything else anyone wants to do during the week?
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to inscribe my 3rd rune into my giant's belt.
Okay. Yeah. So you inscribe your 3rd rune, which is the fire rune, right into the Krignity
Yield.
warbed. Okay. Gotta find the meeting now. Yes. So, let me just get the war belt up. I'll get your class up so I can look at your thing. Whilst I get that up, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Yes. I would like to be training, obviously, with Blossom every day. Trying to teach her again to continue to fly and to try and teach her how to fish, maybe.
Okay.
Saphira would spend some time in the water with her, or by the water rather, with her, trying to fish, kind of in the way I guess that Scald taught her, in the sense just of being kind of still and trying to grab the fish out of the water if she could do that at any period. And try and I guess show and demonstrate to Blossom how she's doing that, so that Blossom can try and fish for herself.
Awesome. Okay. Go ahead and make 3 animal handling checks for like a few different attempts during the week, to keep her kind of maintaining her.
So funny that
practice.
Saphira's animal handling is just so shit compared to everyone else's, but Basil's always just so chill, like doesn't tell her and lets her do it all by herself. It's kind of cute. Sorry, my roll 20 is just lagging a little bit. Let me just do it.
That's okay. So for you, Scald, you'd find out that when you invoke the rune into there, you have a passive that every time you finish a long rest, you can choose your resistance to cold damage as a Krigven. And you can choose, if you want, for that day until your next long rest, if you'd like it to be a resistance to fire damage instead. You practically trade your heritage almost and like warm the blood of you.
Interesting.
Okay, cool.
Those are some juicy animal handling rolls.
So it's a passive effect you can do once a day. Okay, 20, 17, 13.
I have to be resting to do that one?
So every long rest you can pick at the beginning of it. So it's just after you wake up.
Cool. All right.
So yeah, the few times that you do it with the 17, I would say by the time the 13 comes around for your 13 roll, you've already trained her pretty well enough, and she's getting the hang of it. She's now kind of drifting down and kind of gliding and scooping the water and grabbing any fish that are kind of surface level. Or occasionally during like the second time you try, someone's fishing with a fishing kind of rod off the side. She would snag it off of the fishing rod before it comes up and then fly off with it, and you get like a little angry half and going, "Oh, that was mine. No, that's not fair," and then sees it fly off. So essentially, yeah, she's just kind of picking up on the patterns of how to surface level fly. But she's definitely picking up flying now. She can't fly for too long. Her energy doesn't really hold up that much, but she can definitely swoop down into the water, glide for a good like half a minute before flying back up to you, and then she kind of lets out little panting noises. But she's
Saphira
getting
gives her little head pats as reward. Gives her some pets to show her that she did good, and that what she did, she's proud of her.
I'd also say that during the first couple of days where it was tougher, you'd see her struggling a little more, but now she's starting to shed a little bit of the extras, like the little baby fat she had from the overfeeding, and so you're starting to see her get a little bit more lean. But she's still a little plump, but she's definitely losing a little bit of the plumpness she had from not much exercise. But yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm glad that she's losing her baby fat.
Yeah, she now has a means of exercising.
That's my girl. I'm proud of her. Look at her go. That's our baby, guys. That's our baby. She's getting food for herself.
Only small fish, but it's good. It's enough to feed her. If there's anything else that anyone wants to do, Dodger or Shane, let me know.
I do have one other thing that Fia would do. Obviously, she's still gonna always every morning try to contact her mom, and it's still not gonna work. But what's it? The prisoners were like a day or two after the dragon, right?
Yes. End of the week.
Okay. So yeah. So really, she should have done this before, but I've kind of spaced out. Fia is going to send a message.
Okay.
Via the bird to, I guess, the priest in the Temple of Cicada.
Okay.
Back in right.
Cabo.
So remember when they went in and they were like, "Hey man, have you ever heard of On Mythos?" What do you know? Right? And they were just trying to like, find out information about what the hell was going on in the world. So that's really the only dude she could think of who might have knowledge about a lot of stuff. So she's gonna just randomly send him a message after however many weeks it's been since they've met one time. And she is going to say, okay. Hi. Sorry to interrupt. When's the last time anyone saw a dragon. Do you know the Godforge's primary purpose? 25 words to respond.
The image comes up. Kind of a.
This is going to be really useful information, you guys.
Since you were last there, the Library of Carburn, the Temple of Sakata, the god of knowledge and magic, has been kind of reconstructed for the most part. You can see a lot of new furnishing in the background. The bookshelves still look a little sparse. They lost most of their literature during the fires, but some of the background of it is filled with scrolls and new writings, and you can see that they spent some time trying to recreate the books. But sat behind his desk, kind of looking a little bit grizzled, is the rather comely middle-aged man that you had ran into, the priest back in the Temple of Sakata. He looks at you and he says, "Firstly, the rules of sending permit you request an audience first. Dragons haven't been seen locally in hundreds of years. The Godforged ascends mortals. Over." And he just finished it.
Look, it didn't come with rules about message etiquette. It was just a bird she could send messages with.
Is Fia sending that like privately, or is anyone around her at the point when she's sending that?
No, she wouldn't necessarily try to hide that or anything. I feel like she's gonna be dorking out that she saw a dragon, so she's definitely gonna be like asking everyone on the ship, like, "Hey man, what do you guys know about dragons? Like, so what have you heard? You heard anything cool about dragons? Anything uncool about dragons?"
I'd say everyone has their own
Dragons.
story. Like everyone, loads of people think they've sighted dragons before, and some people are like, "Oh, I saw a baby dragon once. I didn't have wings or anything, but it was scaled." But it's like no one's really got any plausible things before that.
I would say then that Saphira might have been like loitering around and happened to clip the end of that conversation. It's quite intriguing for her.
Okay. Yeah, you would have seen his face and he was speaking out loud. Anything you would like to do, Fabio or Timothy?
Aside from like just causing mischief, not really.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'd say a couple of moments that would happen during that week, as it's kind of a calmer week and one for more bonding. You'd see the captain at one point comes out and goes up to Lug at the helm, who noticing he's got kind of red spotches now that you've kind of been in the sunlight a lot more. His lot of reddened head, almost like it's kind of sunburns just bearing on his head. And she goes up and goes, "Lug there. Lug, sir, I had ever just make you a hat. Here you go." And it's a big kind of...
Oh my god, my heart!
Like a thin kind of straw, almost like wooden hat that he's going to put on his head now. So he wears that around.
Oh, that's cute.
Sweetest thing I've ever seen. Oh.
And then Tyrus and Tyra, I'd say at one point during one of the evenings, would gather all the halflings around, and you would hear them telling kind of tales from their homeland, the extraordinary adventures that they've been on together, being like, "Oh, the one time, my sister and I, we climbed to the tallest mountain, and there upon its peak, a great creature, a lizard, no wings, not like the dragon we saw, let the go. It fired as lightning at us, and my sister and I took it down. They all going, wow, wow." And you'd hear Halio kind of butting in every now and going like, "That wouldn't happen. No. And you can see him kind of shooting glances his way, getting pissed off at him. But genuinely just kind of a bonding of the crew. The only people that don't really do that as much are the Aquarianus Whispers people, who mostly stick to themselves. Very kind of polite, thankful nods during the week.
One of the other days, Fia would use the bird and send a message to the king.
Okay.
Wannabe king.
Yeah, the self-proclaimed king. And legit, all she's gonna say is, "Hey, how's it going? We saw a dragon." That's it. She just thinks it's cool and wants to tell people. She's trying to think of like who else she could tell.
What time of day are you sending it?
Probably like mid-morning.
Okay. I'd say you'd see him in his... He looks a lot nicer now. His hair's kind of done well. He's wearing kind of a...
No more bowl cut.
No more bowl cut. He's wearing like a slight kind of... Quite kingly half-plate armor with a shoulder of... Like a garnished shoulder with a cloth kind of coming down it. It's like a deepened blue, almost navy cloth. Very kingly wares. And he looks at it and he's like... Thank you for informing me. I'm quite busy planning for a war here. But I appreciate you informing me, but please do... No, I'm sorry, General. I will get on to that. Please do message another time. And then he cuts off. You could see in the background he was in some midst of a war council when your image appeared.
Well, it's not like you could just ring and they could choose to pick up later. You just go with it.
Yeah, it's like what's that movie where the guy's at like a board meeting and he gets a phone call and he's like, "Oh, this is definitely so and so. Put them on speaker." And it's his wife who's like, "I can't wait for you to get home and rip your clothes off." Imagine he's trying to do like convince everyone I'm a king shit.
Especially,
like, guess what?
Especially if she's doing the thing where she's sending like the image as well. Like it's one thing if he just hears a voice in his head, but if she's actually just sending a message, she's excited.
And a lot of the people there don't have a clue who you guys are now because it would have been calling all of the different generals and captains and stuff from around Kessex itself. So they would have just seen this random person come up and exclaim how she's seen a dragon. They're probably having conversations right now about having to get like an anti-magic necklace or some sort.
So well, now they know that
happening in the future.
If someone was like asleep or on the shitter, would they just like pop up and they'd be just there?
Asleep? No. Shitter, yes. They can decline.
Making out.
They can decline.
Doing all sorts of stuff.
So if they do respond to us on the shitter, that's totally their consensual decision to do so. But,
nice. Okay.
But yes, you could see them taking a poop.
How funny.
Sorry. Okay, anyway, she's gonna not send any more messages for a while. Sorry.
Okay.
She was excited.
As the 5th week kind of rolls in, the week you just travel through the southern Westmourne territories, you're closing on the kind of the seas closest to Westmourne itself. Coming around the actual edge of Westmourne. The first thing you'd see on the first day of the 5th week, rainfall would start to come in. Light rain, though, a drizzle compared to the hail you're used to, and far less than the storm that you experienced before. In the distance, for you players, this place, you see it far off on the shoreline. You're kind of mostly sticking towards the shore at this point. Not close enough that you're going to crash into anything, but close enough that you can see the shoreline of Westmourne. It's the safest place you could be, essentially. You see a city off in the distance, a vast one with large walls. From this distance, you can also see collapsed towers, an emptied port. The walls come out into the water, jutting, which you can only imagine be 100 foot into the sky, but with their lower sections going deep into the water, but jutting outwards, this kind of curling port. But a ruined city. As you're sailing past, Halio would say to you, right there, a lost city of Advent. Nodding his head. Passed by it a few times, and it's always a strange one. Everyone roll a history check, who might have read about the history of Westmourne.
What's it called?
Advent.
Can you ping where we are roughly on the map just now?
Right here.
I didn't think Sophia would have read about that.
19.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's the histories of
I
mankind.
was going to say
really.
Fabio wouldn't know anything anyway, but I still tried to roll and
20.
it reflected what I expected.
I would say, yeah. I would say I only read about it when I thought about traveling out. I would have read around areas around me.
Yeah, I would say Hallia would keep explaining what it is, just trying to show off his knowledge a little bit. But you two, both yourself, Thea and Timothy, you'd have read about the histories of Advent. You know enough about it, like because it's kind of the dawn of mankind in Vale Reith, the continent. Essentially, Advent was the first city that humans created when they first landed here a couple of thousand years ago, and it was the western part of Westmourne, which used to be called High March, had a civil war between a sister and a brother. The sister, Queen Astra, she fought against her brother because her brother was the rightful ruler, but she was a better leader. And he held the city in the south. She went over to form Cloud's Reach, which is now the modern city. He had a general called Ralphus Deneth, who was renowned as the greatest general of the human civilization, and he held out the king's armies. But in the last few years of the High March Civil War, the king was losing against his sister. And so desperate in the city of Advent, he called upon external help from other planes. And demons and devils were summoned. And they fought together against one another in the streets of Advent and slaughtered the populace. So devastating was it that the survivors of Advent, under the general, left Advent and sailed north to form Wolfguard. It's kind of the first sighting on your way towards Wolfguard of its history. And it's kind of been left up as a city which some say is still infested by demons and devils, plotting against each other to this day. But no one has reclaimed the city of Advent in the years past. It's kind of a foreboding city as you just pass it. You don't see any shapes or anything.
Does it look ruined?
Yeah, it looks quite vast and ruined. And the way it's built is almost like it's quite a hilly, uncomfortable territory to build on. So where you've got these kind of jutting hills, you see buildings that have kind of been sprawled across them like bridges. Any bit of land they could have built on, they've kind of built around or on. It's a weirdly kind of unusually designed city, but like unnecessarily built. But ruined nonetheless. You can see vines from this distance. You can see a lot of it's kind of just been grown over with greenery and crumbling from its age.
Did Halio call it
Did he call it what, sorry?
Did he call it the Lost City of Advent?
Yes.
I think Fabio would accidentally make a dad joke there and be like, it's not lost, it's right there.
he laughs along to it, but then goes, metaphorical. Okay, look, it's.
She is like.
All I'm saying is, it's exciting to see it again.
Does anybody
What?
go
Why
there
don't-
ever?
Why don't we land?
At Advent?
Yeah, what's
We need-
over there?
We need food, supplies.
Oh,
Sounds like we won't have to pay for any of it.
you can see a lot of people just kind of looking at you with like fear.
Do people ever?
Some people
Go
have gone
there?
there, but I'm not
What
sure.
do they say?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. What if there's cool stuff there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people have probably passed in there and stolen things.
Halio, are you the best or not?
I can get us close.
Your song will sound so much tighter if we can put a verse about this in there. Let's go. Let's do it.
How much room is
You wanna
left
take a
in
detour to
Fabia's bag
Advent?
of holding? Well, just
Okay.
how many people go there, right? We're
Hey,
on
look-
our way. We could just take a look, right? And if it's crappy, we could just leave.
Okay. I mean, I'm up for it. I mean, I'm probably going to stay on the boat the whole time and wait for you guys to come back and tell me. But convince the
That's
captain.
cool. You're just the best, not the most courageous. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm a navigator.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not my decision, it's the captain's. Gotta convince her. She's in a cabin.
Hey, Captain!
You hear kind of
Is she on the deck?
She'd be in her cabin at this point, but she hears a voice, kind of comes out, the little bell rings, and she steps out of her cabin. Someone call?
Yeah, could we go there?
Oh no.
Just like swing by. Just to like see what's going on over there. And then if it sucks, we'll peace out.
You want to just pass by? You don't want to land?
No, we want to land.
You want to
Well, we
land
just-
at Advent?
We just thought we'd check it out. Like, what if
Why
it's
not?
cool?
Well, I've heard there's demons there. That's bad, isn't it?
If there are, we'll peace out, right?
Well, like, if there were demons there, wouldn't they just ravage the entire countryside? Why would they just stay there? Like, didn't
Well,
they
that's
just sort
why
of kill
humans
everybody and
build
leave?
walls.
So
Apparently
they can't get out? The walls were one way? Wait, what?
Scald will kneel down to the captain and be like,
We're trying to build your reputation. Imagine being the only captain brave enough to land there.
Oh, shit.
Well, you should
Besides, I can kill a demon.
Me too.
roll a persuasion check.
Really.
okay.
Yeah, we can take those two fucking meatheads with us too. You'll have like the chillest day ever on this ship.
Do I get advantage because Saphira said me too? She's helping.
No,
That's what I was
I would
thinking.
say you can roll straight
Fuck.
normal because you would have had disadvantage. If not,
8.
I don't think that's a good idea. I've heard of people traveling there and never coming back. What if we land there and something attached the ship and we all die? You ever
We
thought-
killed a giant hydra. What do you think that anyone is going to die?
That's just a big
Okay.
old fish. I
What
think
if you
I'm-
give us a rowboat? And we'll row over there.
I mean, I can do that.
And
but-
we'll leave the meatheads in case something attacks the ship.
You're not going to take them with you. Okay.
I mean, we
How long-
can.
Oh, no, that makes sense to me. Just don't tell them what's down there, otherwise they want to go.
Got it.
True.
There's no way they know about this place, right?
I don't know. I doubt it. But I can lend a rowboat and you can go, but how long do I give you before, we leave because you're inevitably dead?
Wow. That's some faith.
You really
How-
think that we are going to die there? Truly.
I don't know. I've
How
heard
big's the
stories.
sea?
I don't know. They say it goes on for miles. And some people
How
say
long
it's
has
real
it been
small.
abandoned?
Since I think the High March Civil War, I think was like 500, so probably 1,000.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking of
1,500 years.
Okay.
I think the place is just cursed. But hey, what about I give you? How long do you want to take there? Do you want to take a day or a few
Well,
hours?
Might need more than a day.
More than a day. Okay. Wait, I can give you 3 days at shore, maybe. How about that?
That sounds fair to me. I'll give us a good idea of shit, right? And if we come back early, we come back early, right?
Sure. Okay. No bother to me. All right, everyone, we're gonna get in closer. We're gonna drop them off on a rowboat. They're just gonna scout the city. You'd hear Tyra come and go. Wait, what's so good about the city?
Absolutely nothing. It's just for food.
What a persuasion
It's
check.
totally barren. Nothing on there that is of interest, to be honest. Okay. Persuasion, yeah?
Yeah.
I know. I was just trying to think fast. Oh, fuck.
Why do you need to go to a city for food? There's plenty of food in the sea.
I'm just thinking that I don't really want to eat any more fish. You know, I'm getting a little bit of a sore stomach from the fish. I would like to eat something from the land, like a rabbit or something.
Can I use? I feel like I feel like I've gotten like kind of chummy with Dyrus and Tyra. I'm gonna be like, yeah, she's just a big fucking baby. Her tummy's been grumbling. She just like wants us to go with her, you know.
Oh, she can't handle fish. She got the
Yeah.
little soft belly. Roll a
Yeah.
persuasion check, Fabio.
I fucking love them so much. They are so dumb.
Good.
18.
Yes! Wait, that's perception. Fuck, Fabio.
Oh,
No.
fuck. God
Oh,
damn
shit.
it. Just kidding. 13.
Oh.
I'd say based on the lie, it's probably enough. They look at you and they say, get plenty of the food so we don't have to stop too often, okay? We could barely.
No problem.
Get sick of
Preference
fish.
on what kind of animal that you like to eat?
We like to eat fish and we don't get sick of it. Besides,
Fine, then you can eat all of the fish that you like.
that's what we'll do. Won't we, brother? Of course. Yes.
Honestly, I'm like super bummed to be leaving the ship because you know something's gonna attack. We had like a whole week of nothing going on. Something's definitely gonna hit while we're gone, dude. So
Yes, you're going to miss out on the fun.
I know
So-
what the fuck.
Enjoy your boring little city. It looks.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Hmm.
Save me an eyeball to squish or something.
I cannot make any promises, but we'll try. My brother smells.
beautiful.
He's pretty sure we're going to get attacked tonight. He's kind of nodding his head, but no weight behind it. So the two of those head off. The captain starts bringing the ship closer, enough that you can kind of start to get the city into sight. The walls are starting to crumble on the top, but they've held firm on the lower end. You've got an opening into the water, but it's quite deep in, where a gate has kind of half fallen. You've got one of the doors is kind of hanging, the other door is rotting away. You can see termites have probably got to it. A wooden kind of steel enforced gate where a lot of just the steel is protruding through, but the wood's kind of eroded over time. It's got enough of an opening probably for the entire schooner, but an easily for you to sail a rowboat through. It's quite a large kind of gate built for brigantines to get through. As you kind of get close enough towards the gate, and they start prepping the rowboat for you, you can start to see into the city some more now. And you'd see that the port itself, again, the docks are all rotted away, eroded over time. The shrubs on the side have overgrown a lot of the roads that were paved there. And the most basic of the houses are not like modern architecture at all. They're built out of stone, and a lot of thatch has been used, but it's kind of this crude way of building these houses to kind of just insulate heat, and very square, blocky buildings. They pull the sails up, drop the anchor, and she comes up to you and says, "This is the closest we'll go, because at least from this distance, if we see something coming out from that gate, we can pull the anchor and go. So, good luck in there, I suppose. If you die, do we still need to go to Wolfguard?"
No, oddly enough.
Okay.
That's totally up to you, dude. You look so worried. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. It's gonna be chill. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel great about this.
Is there anything we can send with you? You're gonna be okay? Okay. Sure. Okay. Gods be with you, I suppose. The rowboat's ready. Kind
Fabia gets into the rowboat and dabs.
Of course.
Okay.
A common Lago
Hey.
send off.
Oh, hello.
Woohoo! Yay!
Bree, Bree, Bree.
Hey, look at this cutie pie.
Oh,
Hello, Bree.
hello. Sorry, messed up the cameras.
That's absolutely okay. We'll
You
take a
broke
5 minute.
everything.
We'll
I
take a
broke
5-minute break now.
everything.
And I can fix the cameras up before that. That's all good. That's all good.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to a
All right.
demon
Let's
city.
take a 5-minute break, and I'll fix up the cameras, and then you can go into the city of Advent.
Yay!
Exciting.
Alrighty. All right. We're back.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm so glad you got to
Good
join.
time.
be with you in a hot second, chat. I'm just fixing up all the cams. Basically, as soon as someone rejoins, all of the cams get knocked out of motion. So instead of trying to concentrate on DMing and doing this at the same time, I can just quickly clean this up. Thanks everyone for watching. By the way, just some information whilst the break happens. If you are curious about any of the lore of the world, I have a Patreon, which I post some lore posts. One's going to go up today. I was meant to post up yesterday, but I ran out of time. But a lore post will go up today, and I'm probably going to put up some stuff about monsters again today, because we did a monster post last week. So probably do another one today. Okay, whose camera do I have to do? Mine, and oh geez. Along with that, I post up some of the homebrew stuff I'm doing. Okay. And I might even discuss a bit about Advent. I didn't actually expect them to land here. So if there's any fights to happen, chat, they probably won't be a very pretty map today. We'll probably do basics. But this is, you know, the beauty of D&D. So we'll see what happens in the city of Advent. I'm quite excited to explore this. I just didn't expect to. It's going to be fun. But I might do a little post about Advent then, coming up in the following week or two, because it is a pretty cool place. It is a pretty cool place. Meanwhile, all the art you see, I've still got to put one more up there, but any art you see in this little post you're watching now is all sent in by people who have made it, like fan art for the show, and it's really awesome. So thank you everyone who has done some fan art. We really appreciate it. And if you do want to submit any, just tweet at us or post it in the Discord, and I will put it to the reel. Every 2 weeks I pretty much update it. Okay, I think everything is good to go. Let me change the setting and we're cool. Okay.
And
All right, I'll
about
stop
this
bringing you guys up.
abandoned city.
Okay, got it. Hi.
Hello.
But it's been
Oh.
abandoned for like 1,500 years.
Oh.
Yes,
Ish.
it's
Hi,
essentially.
why is chat talking about all of us dying? Did you imply we're all gonna die?
No,
right now?
what I said was, I said we probably won't have any pretty maps for this place because I did not expect you guys as a party to land at Advent. But I said
Oh, chestnut.
that, you know, shit can go down in
Look,
unexpected
Joe, when you say to
places.
me, city that hasn't been searched in 1,500 years, I think to myself, magical item.
Loot.
And then
Treasure there,
we
treasure.
go there.
I mean, it's its own little mini adventure Advent, I feel like. So 3 days on a
And they never
unexplored
made it to
place.
Wolfguard.
3 days. Let's go.
Okay, let me find music that's a bit more fitting for this then, because again, I don't have much music prep for Advent.
This is why you had to take a 5-minute
I
break.
like
you have to write a whole sub story right now.
Yeah. I came in at just the right time, apparently.
Searching loot tables,
You did
check for
indeed.
music.
So, the rowboat is ready for you to sail over into Advent.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Climbing in as a group, you can see everyone's kind of watching you, and it's almost like kind of a funeral rites moment where they are looking down and they're kind of bowing their heads.
God.
The way that I would say for you and Timothy and Euphia, Timothy especially coming from Westmourne, a lot of the reason this place has never been. I mean, you occasionally probably have stories of people, adventurers who would sneak through and stuff, and people talking about how they got close to the city. Is that all things superstitious pretty much come from this place? It is essentially the first abandonment and embarrassment, really, of mankind, and kind of mankind's one example of why you don't fuck with the other planes of existence. And so there's never been a wish to retake it because it's almost just seen as a scar of Westmourne. So the idea of
It's
going
like trying to move into a very haunted house.
Yes, yeah.
Like rarely is somebody
Essentially.
like, God, I just want to live in a fucking
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard someone died here. Let's live there.
I can't wait.
It is, yeah. The best way to describe it is a scarred city. It's the city of abandoned hope, essentially. So,
What's the weather like?
actually, I mean, it's raining because this week was rain. So,
Yeah.
You are
Alright.
getting into the rowboat as droplets of rain clash around you. You can hear it clinking off the armor of Scold and Timothy. And off the ship behind you, you can look back and see all of them just watching you, their kind of soaked hair and their faces just as they stare as you go in. And your rowboat's kind of... Who's rowing?
Not it.
I'll row.
I would not be.
I'll row.
Yeah. Okay,
Whatever
that's
side I'm
better.
saying on as well is going to be like a little bit skewed.
I'm like holding on to
Then-
either Scold or Saphira at this point.
And then
It'd
we'd
probably-
probably wait the
That's true,
put
yeah.
Scold by himself on one
It'd
side.
probably
and
be like
Saphira and
everyone on
Timmy
one
can
side of the
row
boat
the
and
other side.
Scold on the other side of the boat. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
exactly.
Scold got one side, Basil. The other rowing away as you're sailing towards the open entrance.
We keep turning to the right because Scold is stronger than Basil.
And you're doing twice the effort. And he's just occasionally doing one row.
Saphira is helping with her strength. How
Okay.
dare
Okay,
you.
good. Yeah, help my side, please.
She
Thank
would
you.
You're gonna
No,
sail in and
not
Scold's not even got a breath of sweat and Basil's taking out a little asthma inhaler. So you sail towards the great open kind of the collapsed doorway and sail below it. It's kind of dauntingly big, the walls at this point. You can see them kind of reflecting on the water below you. And as you row in, you can make out this peculiar city. I actually had I have to find it. I'll give it for your reference because it's not my art. I found art of what I consider to look like Advent a long time ago. I'll try and find it at the same time for your reference. I won't show it on stream because it's not my art, but just for your reference of how I imagine it. But the way the buildings are kind of designed is that any bit of land they could have built on, they did. On top of that, the city of Advent is essentially kind of... It's almost dwarven in its look, but definitely not as refined dwarven architecture. It's very kind of clay built in with brick, any materials they could to build a house. You can see this was almost whatever they could just piece together because it was the first landing. And you can see that the architecture changes. As you row in, you kind of get closer to the actual dockyard. You see the architecture just changes from one side to the other as what originally just started out as kind of an anchored point for the ship became, over time, this capital city. Everyone roll a perception check as you come in.
Can I roll hearing?
Yeah.
Oops.
23, dude.
26.
Big.
11.
Nice.
We know
I thought my
everything.
16 was good.
We
You
know
guys are-
everything.
Well, I only rolled a 9, so Fia's just
Lots of
irritated it's
nines
raining.
in there, though.
Okay, I'll link this in the chat
10.
for you guys.
Fia's just constantly prestidigitating bits of her clothes to keep them dry in the rain, so she's not paying attention to shit. She's just mad.
So
She like the cowl up on her cloak, just like
Advent is a large city. Essentially, this is what it looks like in my mind's eye. So stood on kind of archway, like natural archways, are several buildings. There's like a cathedral in the distance, a series of just buildings that kind of build upward. So that's for you guys.
Oh, wow.
That's
Very cool.
That's
Okay. Really cool.
amazing.
The
Sorry, get fucked,
sorry,
chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
get fucked.
I'll show it in the.
think-
I'll show it in the Discord. I just don't know if I should really show art like a big piece like that if it's
That's
not.
not-
I think
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah.
I think you could link it in chat if it goes to the original artist.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
link
Yeah,
it.
go ahead and link it in chat. So this is how I picture it: kind of a series of archways and built anywhere they can. As you get further in, you're kind of coming into the doorway area, and it opens up into the bay area there. The only differences I would say is you'd see kind of more of these buildings, which is the kind of better architecture comes from the buildings that are built higher up as they spent more time on those. But the lower end buildings at the port are kind of definitely primitive in their design. There's no real dock building capabilities. You didn't see, they weren't really heavily ship-faring people beyond the ships they took to get here. So the docks weren't really well maintained. They weren't stone. They were kind of just there to literally unload on. With your perception rolls, landing in the city itself, you would, with a 23 especially for Timothy, who I like to imagine with Timothy, because you're such a superstitious guy, he's just like ready for anything. Like you just eyes are peering everywhere, just checking every corner. You would notice the moment you sail through and you kind of come close to some of the jutting archways, the occasional pair of red eyes just watching you from buildings up top. The occasional window that's kind of shattered and darkened over time from the moss growing around it. You just see these red eyes watch you and close. One happens up far, far up to like a good 60 feet up on a building, up on a plinth there. Then another pair over to the right. But they all close. There's nothing walking around the streets. No animals. It's obscenely quiet. Not a single squirrel, not a single bird flies over this place. It is, for all intents and purposes, just deadly silent. The only life you do really see around the rest of you is the various bits of moss and vine growing across the buildings from the way nature has taken its course over time. You sail in, or row in, closer to the dock and land on the kind of broken, eroded away dockyard, which leads onto this kind of slate-like open bit of land where water has just kind of been bashing against the rocks for years, but no real pathway other than the jutted kind of overgrowth of grass around the area and kind of any sprouts it can, closing on this road that weaves around the towny section of the city itself, and where the kind of houses were all built adjacent to one another going down these streets. But with your hearing one as well, Fabia, with the 26, that's what you would know. You would notice you don't hear a thing. There's not any life to be had. There's not even the dripping of water from inside. It's just very deathly silent. You don't even hear the echoes of footsteps or anything. The smell of the area would be kind of this stagnant water, very grassy kind of smell, but like old and kind of like dead grass smell, as opposed to freshly cut. It seems to be a silent place as you come in. But definitely, Timothy, you notice you've been watched.
I think this is a bad idea, you guys.
It is. What do you mean?
Super quiet.
There's something looking at us, though. Many things, not just one.
Peaceful, like my 11 perception.
What are you
roll.
talking about? Where can you see things looking at us, Timmy? I don't see a thing.
I'm pointing up to all the areas I saw them. There were eyes looking from here and here.
Like big eyes or like
red
normal sized eyes?
Timothy, are you letting everybody get into your head?
I mean, no.
I know that you're afraid of ghosts, but there's nothing here. It's totally fine.
Do you see any now?
Do I?
Roll a perception check.
Do any of us see any?
He was the one that saw them before.
Yeah, the rest of you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pointed them out at this point, though, hasn't he?
Yeah. If
They
I tell
faded the
everybody to
moment
look
he
where I
saw them.
so they don't see
It was
them.
like he connected they noticed him looking back.
A 19.
You look around and you think you're pretty aware now. You know exactly what kind of corners to look at. No one's watching you anymore. You don't see a single pair of eyes.
Okay.
All right. Well, how about
It might have just been a window shining, maybe, I guess.
I mean,
why don't we tie up the boat? Would it make you feel better if I walked a bit ahead and see if anything's over there before we start moving?
If you maybe if you're sneaky, we could still stay behind you a little bit. I don't want to leave you alone in there.
I could cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us too. We could follow a bit behind Fabia, but you can scout it out.
God damn, Basil's so fucking useful.
In character,
My spells have
she
been
says
coming
that.
in clutch.
Okay, if you're stealthing in, then can everyone roll a stealth check, please?
What does Pass Without a Trace do again? I'm trying
Gives
to
you a
remember.
plus 10 to your dexterity
Awesome.
check. So
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so fair.
Fia's 13
That's
becomes a
pretty good
23.
considering
Holy
I'm on
fuck.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I get disadvantage too.
Fuck Fabia.
So
31?
that's
She becomes the
31.
she gets a 41.
So she has so Fabia has just rolled a 41.
fuck?
41. A fucking 41.
Wow.
Fia, you 23.
23.
Basil 26. Fabio 41. 20
She
for
doesn't exist.
Scold. And
Yeah, I like to
22
think you're
for,
like, yeah, maybe we'll just follow a little bit behind you, and I'm already gone.
Yeah, she's just gone.
and if you could roll a stealth check as well, Saphira.
Yeah.
But so far everyone's 20 or over.
A useful fucking spell.
Yeah, Fabio.
It really is.
Awkward this.
God fucking damn it! I knew that was gonna.
12. Okay.
Who rolled really bad?
Saphira.
Saphira. She's too excited.
A natty one.
At least it's 12. That's not horrid.
Yeah.
Isn't a nat 1 an automatic failure anyway?
Actually,
No,
technically
I
not
forget
on.
how Joe does it.
Yeah, I think it always depends on the
Depends
role.
on the type of roll, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually only for attack rolls, but it's quite fun with ability checks to do it. Like to give criticals their critical kind of moment, and to give nat ones their nat one moment. So with that, I would say for you, Fabio, you are essentially as quiet as the place you're around. A drip would be louder than you if it was 10 miles away. For you, Saphira,
Yeah.
it's very much a case of, despite the magic and the wisping kind of motions that pass through that trade kind of loosens your footsteps. Technically, that's a 12. So you're quieter than usual, but the occasional just stepping in the wrong place just lets out a long, like, you're like Gimli as he goes through the path of the dead, you know? And just occasionally just stepping on the wrong places. But for the most part, a 12 is still okay. You're just, a lot of things will notice you, but everyone else kind of almost glides along the ground. They're so quiet.
Every time Saphira like makes a noise, she's like, sorry.
That's why it's a 12.
Yeah. She's actually really quiet. It's just she's nervous and
Everyone's
saying
like,
it. Yeah.
Saphira's like, what did you say? I didn't catch that.
You have 3 options of where you'd like to go, I'd say. You can head up to the cathedral, which would be winding up towards the kind of larger area. You can head up towards the main halls at the top of the capital, going through the town itself. Or I'd say you could head further into the actual kind of just lower ends of the town, into the cavernous areas of the city. So it'd be cathedral, the main town itself, and going up and towards the kind of Lord's Manor. Or you can head over towards the kind of cavernous below areas.
I feel like cathedral, or right? Like, don't we kind of want to check out like cool shit?
We're
Oh,
looking
Dodger,
for
you're
stuff,
muted.
right? Potentially loot. Potentially.
I was just method acting as Fabia.
Damn it, you missed it. Do it again.
by muting myself.
Yeah.
I was just saying, yeah, we want to go where we think there'll be loot,
Stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say the cathedral, or like towards the Lord's Tower. Although, which way did Timmy see the?
Yeah, I was gonna ask which place of these 3 I saw the eyes.
Because we're not gonna head just straight for them like idiots.
I would
Just
say
in
the
general direction,
cathedral.
if I can
The
find out.
cathedral is the
Okay.
major place you
good.
saw one. And
Oh,
then
good.
it amidst the town.
Then I'm gonna relay that to everybody. General direction where I saw them.
So maybe the Lord's Manor. Then you saw him in the cathedral, then towards the town, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to correct my own
I
words,
don't
by the
know.
way, when I say Lord's Manor, I do mean kind of like the essentially the throne room build-up area, but it is crumbled
Okay.
for the most part. You can see almost like that building up there has had a lot of the most damages done to it.
Makes sense.
It's where they
Is this like a
Doors were
destitute Dracula situation? Like that kind of vibe, or smaller than that?
I'd say the design of the building's less Transylvanian and less Victorian, but it looks kind of like a crumbling building, like it's been hit by an earthquake almost in the start of it, and but it's still kind of amidst the top of the highest kind of natural archway and kind of natural formation, and it kind of stands low enough to like a long staircase leading down from it. You
Cool.
Yeah, you would see like the doors and kind of most of the places that would have been used to kind of withhold anything inside have been mostly battered down or just worn away over time. You can pretty much freely get around the city. So which direction would you like to head?
Manor, yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Climbing the steps, you go through the town itself, and as you're going through it, you would notice that, again, it remains silent. You'd look into houses without any kind of window formations. Their doors broken away over time. And most of the houses on the lower section of the town, having been the first ones ever built, are the ones which are pieced together out of any material they could use. And inside, they've got simple kind of maintenances. They've got kind of cauldron areas built into the wall, but the cauldrons are rusted and old, and some of it's going to be worn away or eaten away by rust creatures. You could see like their beds where they once were, these stone kind of slab elements, and any room of like feathers and everything has faded away. Just kind of the dust and remnants of these people there. The occasional extremely kind of browned with age skeletons just lying around. As you get higher, but nothing of worth at this section. You can realize you're kind of in the commonest section of the city. Anything that might be metal is rusted, and anything that might be cloth has been kind of torn away by any insect. As you climb further up, you get closer to the architecture of the picture I've shown, where it's kind of a bit more designed to be a little bit more grandeur. But again, any windows and glass has been greened over time. And you'll come across, I'd say in a couple of the houses you pass by, you'd see a bag. Actually, bags would have been eaten away as well. You might see some rusted, dusty old coins. But any coinage or any kind of symbol of currency you find isn't any currency you recognize. It's an old currency.
Fia's definitely taking one. Just
okay,
for
yeah, you can give yourself
For
just
sure.
say like just over the course of just climbing up the town and being able to reach into these houses, which again are silent and dusty and kind of just let out a stagnant smell. 60, I would say, but 60 original coins of like the ancient coins, but 60 ancient coins. By the time you get towards the kind of manor, it's been a good like 20 minutes of walking up this essentially desolate, emptied city. The rumors of these demons and devils don't seem to exist. But you get to a long staircase with no railings heading up to the largest formation at the top. Occasionally, pieces of the stairs have fallen and the ground below them has crumbled away, and you'd have to walk and be very careful as you step upward to avoid falling 100, 150 feet to your death.
Okay.
The manor at the top,
Oh
but it's
God.
wide enough
Timmy's
that you can easily
terrified.
find. But yeah, it's definitely like a case of, it's a good thing that the winds are gentler this week. There's just slight rains and uncomfortable.
Holy fuck.
You start climbing up that staircase, going all the way to the top manor at the very kind of plinth of the natural formation. You can make out that this must have been the capital as it stands on its own. It's kind of got its exterior wall that's been totally crumbled away. The front of it, it's almost like a half-pipe formation of just crumbled rock, where something had bashed through it at one point. Climb up towards that. The only bit of wood that seems to be kind of freshly carved is in the front doors of the capital manor building. The building itself looks like it's crumbled around the top elements, but the first bit of it looks as if it's recently cleaned.
Huh.
The edge around the door, tidy. The grass cut just in front of where the staircase is, going into it. And the front doors are kind of like a polished oak, where the steel hasn't rusted away. And it has great big kind of rounded knocking devices on the front.
I would like to check for traps, please.
Go for it.
Saphira would just be like, pointing at it. I thought that this place was supposed to have been long abandoned. Doesn't that door look very strange?
I'm telling you, there's something here.
It's a
What do I do
perfect
to
place
check
to
for
go
traps?
if
What do
you
I
want
roll?
some peace and quiet.
Sorry, Joe, what do I roll to check for traps?
Roll a, as far as I'm aware, perception check.
Perception, right? Yeah.
Yes.
14.
Yeah, looking around the area, you don't find any. There's no makeshift traps. There's nothing. There's no like string or any log waiting to fall on you. There's nothing like. There's no pits built out. Doesn't seem if there's any natural traps. I'd say roll an Arcana check with advantage. Check for magical ones as well.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I just kind of walk around in front of the.
Nat 20,
You know,
23
in front
for
of the
the Arcana one there.
Shit, nice.
You wouldn't find any magical traps. I'd say be able to use your device to kind of almost detect them to see if it kind of glows at all around them. You wouldn't find any runes or anything that might spring a magical trap. So it seems to be fairly clear of that. For Detect Magic, could you post in the chat? Just wanted to see, double check what the language is.
There we go.
Okay. Within 30 feet of you. Okay. You would feel a slight bluish aura on the door itself, indicating abjuration magic has been used on the door.
Okay.
That seems to be the only magic in the area right now. Maybe further in at the beginning, just past the 30 feet. How close are you to the door right now?
I think she'd kind of start off. I guess she's got 10 minutes, right? So she'd kind of start off a little bit further back and then kind of make her way up to the door after waiting for Fabia to check for traps first. She's not going to just go right ahead. But I assume Fabia would have gone up kind of towards the door. So Fia's going to go up there as well. And then as soon as she notices an aura, she's not going to actually touch the door, but just kind of be like...
On the other side then, probably 15 feet past the door, you'd see a kind of, almost like a mist through the door. Kind of like you're looking out of a bathroom window where you've got this haze, and you can kind of get a, I'd say kind of a greeny magic to indicate conjuration. Magic is on the other side, and it's kind of dotted on both sides at 15 foot, at 25 foot, and then it disappears. So it's kind of in its... They're adjacent to each other. Not adjacent, sorry, they're parallel on either side of the room. Probably 20 foot off the ground going outwards as well.
Okay, Fia's gonna let everybody else know that.
Okay.
So, should we go? Or?
Well, okay. So the door
has abjuration
has magic on it. Yeah.
Abjuration being the school of defense.
So, yeah, that's probably like if we touch it or try to open it, something uncool may happen, right?
I don't see any like traps or anything on it though. Not even magic ones.
So maybe it's just a spell that's on it or something, and then when you try to open it, right, which wouldn't really be a trap.
Maybe an alarm. An alarm wouldn't be a trap.
And then past that, I can see a little bit. Do you guys know they're different colors? I don't know if anybody, right? Like, yeah, it's kind of cool. So anyway, so that's blue is abjuration, and then there's green inside, which is like conjuration. So I don't know if that's like little guardian things in there. They're like 15 feet back, 25 feet back off the ground. I don't.
Can I see through the keyhole? Is there a keyhole?
Just like...
There's not. There's no keyhole. It's just a great big like singular knocking device, like a rounded ring, almost like a nose ring to like a minotaur. It's just right in the center, connecting between the two doors. But they're just two great big steel-enforced oaken doors by the looks of it.
Can I tell? Sorry, this is probably like way more questions than are necessary.
No,
Just
no,
open this fucking door. But can I tell if this knocker has been used or if it's just decorative?
Okay. Roll a perception or roll an investigation check, looking for like fingerprints or any like slight damage on the back of the door behind it.
17.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I'd say it looks like it's kind of just there as a kind of a fashion device. It doesn't get much use, at least.
Okay.
There's no marking behind it. There's no fingerprints across it.
Fabia's gonna and look at Fia and go, I'm gonna open it. Are you cool with that? 5, 4.
Okay, everybody
3,
back up. A
2.
lot, like really far, like really far. Back up.
Brace for impact.
The door.
So you'd how are you going to try and know? Because it's a singular thing. There's no handle on the door, by the way. It's just a knocker. So it's essentially...
there's no way to open it.
Yeah.
So you just
yeah,
knock
there's a
to
seam,
in.
but it's almost like a lock, like a bike lock, the way that the knocker's designed on it. There's no actual handle. So you just the knocker.
Is there any writing
I'm gonna go.
anywhere?
I'm gonna go 5,
No
4,
writing.
3, 2, 1, and then her tiny little rabbit body is just gonna go. I'm just gonna push as hard as I can against it and see if it.
You would feel
something happens.
this kind of just buzzing sound as the magic kind of holds it. Doesn't budge.
Can Saphira just like try and kick it open?
Sure. Roll a unarmed attack.
All right. Well, Saphira would like, after seeing Fabia try and heave it with her tiny little body weight, Saphira's like, come on. And then she goes over to it and just tries to give it a forceful
I
event.
do think there's magic holding it. You know what? Go for it. Yeah.
19 hits.
19.
Roll damage.
What's the door's AC?
Oh, so it would just be 9 because I guess she's not raging right now.
Yeah, so you do 9 points of bludgeoning damage. And in return,
Oh no.
Oh no, fuck me.
can you make a strength saving throw, please?
Oh fuck! Is it gonna bounce you back?
Oh, boy.
19.
Okay, you only take 9 points of lightning damage. As
Oh my god.
your foot connects against the door, you feel it immediately shock you back, and you feel like it's going to try and jolt you back, but you hold your foot in, and you just kind of you move like a couple of inches instead of the kind of the burst it was going to try and knock you back with.
Whoa!
Saphira just like it is in complete shock. She even like lets out like a yelp, which is she wasn't expecting the door to attack her back, so she's like, oh my goodness.
It was
Maybe
almost
it's
like
like
kinetic
that.
energy against your foot, kind of just like released back.
Oh, it does not like to be kicked, I guess. That kind of hurt.
Maybe this is a dummy door.
Maybe
Do
it's
you
like
think
or like
different-
a command word.
Do
Right?
the walls
Like,
look strong?
Fia's gonna look
Yeah.
at the door and go like, friend. She just is gonna do that to every door.
Nylon.
Skull will roll his eyes and just fucking hit the knocker.
As you're looking around, Scott steps up and goes, "Do this."
Oh damn.
How
And
loud
then-
is it? Like,
The locker, it echoes throughout the hall. The knocker splits open, and you hear as the doors just open up.
God damn it!
And inside, you now notice what was holding up the green lights. What's green inside becomes a burning red as these floating candles are on every pillar going across, but not against the pillar themselves, just adjacent to them, lighting up the room. Brighter than they should be for a candle, and no wax is dripping from them. There's a long table right in the center, where the throne should be in the background, and the kind of collapsed windows and the walling falling down. You see the vines and stuff collapse against the back. But right in the center, before where the throne the stairway goes up, you see a very long table. Probably like enough to fit 70 guests just going along. This very extremely long
Jesus.
wooden table.
Wow.
Chairs line up all along the side of it. A kind of red dining cloth goes across the top of it. Plates neatly set out with candelabras all across the middle of it, and burning lightly, those seemingly non-magical, going all the way down. And at the far end, sat in a larger chair at the end of the table, with a plate in front of them. A small, very small bit of food on it. 6 forks on one side, 6 knives on the other, some extra spoons. Behind it, wearing silk clothing, very fine, kind of almost like Tudor-esque neck brace going around their neck, pluming outward. Pale makeup on them. Horns that come round and stand as tall as its head itself. Red wings folded beside it. Its face reddened behind where the pale makeup is on. Very prim and proper at the end of the table.
Is this an incubus?
Sits a devil.
No, it's a Venthyr, obviously.
It sits a large devil. Skinny and slender. His long hands kind of running across it. The music that you hear now is almost like the music that plays as you go in. Seemingly coming from nowhere. A long grin enters his face, and you hear his voice echo down the hallway. Do come in. Have a seat.
Oh, he's so nice.
Basil's like, finally a nice meal.
He's like, this is the weirdest tiefling I've ever seen.
Saphira looks a little bit like encaptured by the devil, and she goes in.
Anything with horns. I told you, Joe.
She ain't horny for him. She's just like wondering what the hell he is. She's curious, yeah. So just
She ain't
stab
horny
it.
for horns.
Like she only horny for lady
Would
horn.
any of us have seen a devil before, Joe?
Hmm.
No, I'm gonna answer for myself.
Physically,
Yeah.
I would say probably not based on all your backstory, maybe, but at least in drawings and stuff, possibly. You can go ahead and roll.
Saphira would...
If you're unsure, go ahead and roll a. Go ahead and roll. I'm trying to think what the appropriate check is. Nature check, potentially.
Saphira know about like the
Or intelligence.
where the Saphira know that where the tiefling come from and the story behind.
Yeah, I think it's common knowledge that it's devil blood.
And so she's very well aware right now that she's looking at a devil.
I think it's his shape and form. Like, he's definitely larger than any tiefling. He's larger than you are, but it seems to fit him well. He doesn't look broad. He just looks bigger, as if a child looking up at an adult. He just seems to fit his shape.
Like Saphira's the child and he's the adult.
Yeah, he's large in his chair, easily 8 foot tall, but not
Saphira.
in any means of like lanky.
Well, tieflings are like devil descendants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he bears your features, but strikingly more. The horns are greater and broader. There's almost flames in his eyes that almost kind of protrude outward. And his wings are definitely a different sight.
Saphira would approach him slowly. What are you? Look like me, but not.
The others, by the way, you would have seen at least drawings of devils, or maybe some experience of hearing what they look like, or any of the kind. You might have had an experience seeing one, but they're rare. Outside, at least they're not something you run into in nature. He looks up at you, and he takes he takes one of the forks, and he just dips it into a tiny bit of food. He's got like, almost like a 2-inch diameter bit of food in the middle of this large plate. And you just see him take a little bit of it. What do you mean, what am I? You know what I am. You're of our blood, are you not? Sit. It is rude to kick the door. At least your Krigven had the manners to knock.
Think that anyone was going to be home. Saphira takes a seat and looks a bit awkward and apologetic for kicking the door now.
I wasn't expecting visitors.
It doesn't look like you've been expecting visitors for some time, Are you here alone, or are you expecting more guests? She nods at the dinner plates and the knives and forks out.
It is rather rude to ask so many questions before even having an entree.
Is there food on any of the other plates, or it's just like
They're all
other
empty.
plates set?
They're all set.
Okay.
Where are you
Joe,
set, Saphira?
she would sit the closest seat to him.
Okay.
I'm getting major Venthyr vibes, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, she sits at the seat. Assuming he's at the head, right? Yeah. She would sit at the one closest, then on the side that's closest to her.
Okay.
I think Fabio would follow, trail behind everybody else.
I'm gonna be behind even Fabia at this point.
Okay.
I'm in the very back.
I was gonna say,
if it hasn't been 10 minutes yet, Fia would still have detect magic up, just as she walks in, just kind of seeing if there's anybody else that she's not aware of in the room.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think Fabio would be looking around like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Detect
But she's
magic
gonna
doesn't
try
detect creatures necessarily. It just detects actual magical use. So,
actual magic, yeah. So if there's any sort of
auras. No.
Okay. She's gonna I think then Fia's 100% like eyeballing to see if there's any weird shit that's gonna immediately entrap them, and make sure she has the layout of the courtyard outside very well memorized, and then she will just walk in like everything is totally normal and it's all good, and she will find a seat.
He kind of notes down where everyone sits.
I'll sit next to Fia.
Can I insight check this guy?
Absolutely. What are you trying to ascertain?
Just to ascertain if he's friend or foe.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Just like the vibe. I'm vibe checking him.
Vibe check.
Yeah, vibe check. Do a vibe roll.
Fuck yeah.
Nat 20.
Fuck.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Vibe
So
check.
pass the vibe check.
I would say that reading him, he looks... That's a good example of this. He looks at you almost... not with ill intent, but almost as like a kid looking at toys. Like it's very much a case of like, you're amusing to him. And you can see a sense of joy that some new playthings have just come into his establishment.
I was gonna say, Bud's probably been bored as fuck here.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You can see
Do
that
we
he's
see any
trying
books?
to act.
Has he had anything to do?
He's definitely trying to act a little bit like calm and collected, but you can see there's an element of just pure excitement to seeing a group of budding adventurers enter into his halls.
Okay, good to know.
Saphira looks at him and she smiles. Very well. What is our entree then?
Takes a bell from in front of him, rings it, and you'd see an imp kind of fly into the room and land beside the table. Its body's kind of it looks like it's very much a stretched skin, kind of like curled over. Its arms kind of bent forward. It has tiny wings on the back, and it looks up. Master, please serve them whatever they wish. They are our guests, are they not? Entrees, whatever we have. For that one, look straight at Fabio. Vegetables. The lager.
You got my number, dude.
Looks across like each of you. The imp kind of flies off into the back, and you can hear the kind of rustling of cutlery and kind of cooking utensils in the back room, cluttering and smashing. He kind of closes his eyes a moment as one falls and opens them. You see the kind of flames burn a little brighter as he's annoyed by the sounds coming from the kitchen. And he waves a hand. Just before your detect magic goes away, you'd see this kind of muffled abjuration magic stop, and then the sound in the background just calms. You can't hear any of the clattering. He smiles. What brings you all to my establishment?
We were exploring on our way to Wolfgard. We thought that we would stop by after we heard about this seemingly abandoned city.
Trespassing,
we
you
didn't
mean?
expect to find.
Well, is
it
this
really-
your establishment, or like the whole city your establishment?
Oh, I own the city.
Oh,
How
And
long
who
have
else
you
lives
lived
here?
here?
nice to meet you.
That too.
A lot of questions all at once, a lot of comments all at once, but let me answer each individually.
What's your name? Bobby from down the table. Just
You
like
sat
as
far
like
away.
a primer.
Bobby's sitting at the foot of the table, right? Just 70 feet away, just like yelling the whole time.
Hey!
My name is Zalfael.
Nice to meet you. I'm Fabia.
Fia.
He kind of just eyes each of you, expecting a name.
Fira.
Basil.
Is that how it's
It's
pronounced
not-
with a stutter?
No, I'm just I'm tired.
You're nervous.
I'm not nervous.
He's definitely nervous.
Scald won't give his name. He's just been, studying this creature. He sat down, but his maul is like resting it at his side. He's not let go of it. You know what I mean?
Timmy.
Do speak
Yo,
out.
did me.
Timmy.
Oh my god.
Good to meet you, Timmy. Moments later, the imp flies out of the room carrying kind of plates, balancing all very well, and places down in front of you just a very tiny bit of food for everyone. For you, Fabia, almost comedic, each of bits of the food. For you, it's like a carrot that stood up straight, but it's garnished all around it. It's got like honey glaze over the top of it, and he's kind of made it look exceptionally nice, but it just stood on its own. For you, Saphira, this kind of blackened meat that just sits on its own with just like a slight drizzle of just this syrup on top of it. Scald, yours is a singular fish with all of the bones kind of removed, but it's so delicate. It just sits there fully just on the plate with little ice cubes served around it. For you, Timothy, an ale, like soup with a hardened bread to dip it in.
Oh, nice.
For you, Fia.
What's that?
For you, Fia, it'd probably be more of like citrus and tropical fruits that you would mostly associate coming from like Pennytown, and other things like that, kind of grapes on a vine. Basil, yours would probably be farm food that you'd usually get at home, like corn and other kind of bits of bobs that you would have grown back at your house, kind of just garnished onto it. Probably the biggest plate of food itself.
Basil gets bits and bobs, and I get one carrot standing up straight.
Yeah, it's almost his way of proving that he kind of knows where you come from.
Wait, what's the charred meat that I got? What is that indicative of?
It's
That bit of burnt
you can
meat.
see a slight kind
Came
of
from hell.
essentially, yeah. Essentially, it's got like a brandy on the top that's consistently burning. So you can see a slight kind of blue fire across it.
Oh, that's cool. I've got Christmas pud, guys.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. You got like your own little meat Christmas pudding. You're a group of adventurers, and you've entered into the city of Advent.
We have. We thought it was abandoned. We apologize for the intrusion.
Indeed, to answer your question, it is trespassing. I have been here for, well, in your years, since the fall of man.
Basil's gonna start.
How long is that?
Are you saying that to him? Are you asking
Sure.
me?
Yeah, in character. She's gonna loudly whisper, "How long is that?"
It's a dream.
She's not a person. Why would she know, right? Like,
1700 years, I believe.
Oh, damn. Okay, proceed.
I love Fabia.
Whenever adventurers do come by, we dine, we make deals, we play games.
I love games.
So do I.
Skull's eyes will narrow at that comment.
Thea was just about to take a bite, and she's gonna just kind of like put her food down
What kind of games?
and go like,
One's concerning demons.
Huh?
Oh, indeed, Timmy. Adventurers always boast their capability. Why not fight one of the most ancient evils of them all? An enemy of mine. Perhaps if you're up to it, we could make a little wager.
What are you offering?
What do you want? What does your heart desire? I can make deals of all sorts.
I don't think that you can give me what my heart desires.
Let us go one by
Fabi's gonna
one.
raise her hand.
Let us go one by one then. Yes, please, Fabia.
This sounds rigged.
Oh,
Like, obviously we can't beat you, right? Like, you've been around for fucking ever, right? And now you're like, I got this enemy. Oh, an enemy of you, we're not gonna be able to beat either. So what's the point?
I think you misunderstand me. I do not need you to beat my enemy. I take pleasure in watching him fight. Or them. I have a lot of demons in my city.
Do we just have to live?
Oh, it depends on the deal. Perhaps for now, one by one. What do you want? Maybe I can make an offer. Maybe you do not even have to fight. Be boring. I don't mind. I just like the pleasure of conversation. You first, Fabia. Is there anything you desire? Anything in the world?
Fabia looks probably like she's thinking the hardest you've ever seen her think.
Okay.
No? I don't think so. I like fighting though. Like, I'm down to fight. I just can't think of anything that I really want. I'm already doing it.
He looks directly at your pocket. You curious about that thing?
Shall I grab it? Yeah. Why? You know what it is?
I might have some idea. I've seen its like before. Extremely rare.
All right. And what can you do? You can tell me about it, or you can unlock its true potential, or like, what are be straight with me.
I could perhaps send you on the right path. To utilize it more. Perhaps I could buy it off you. I'd very much like that item. Would you be willing to trade that?
So you're saying if I lose and die, you just get to take it off of me?
Not necessarily a fight. If there's anything else you wish to desire, I could... Perhaps I could make a deal with you. You give me that. I'll put a veil over your home. None will find it. Protect your kin. Is that a good deal?
She looks super conflicted and like really serious for a second. And says, yeah, all right.
We'd part with it. Oh, very well. Place
Yeah.
it on the table and one of my servants will pick it up for you. We'll sign a contract. It's as easy as that. One deal made. Good. His eyes turn to Saphira.
Saphira's eyes narrow. There is only one thing that I want.
And what is that?
I want to ascend in the Godforged.
Bitch, what?
I hope he said that out loud.
Bitch, what?
Bree's face was incredible.
She only found out about this thing today, bro.
No, I've not. I've been waiting so long to tell you guys about this. But no opportunity has come up to talk about it.
Wait, Saphira, you want to be a god?
Saphira looks at Basil and she smiles.
This explains a lot.
You wish to go
This is
into...
what Belamos told her. This is why she's on her quest for the god of war.
You wish to become a god. Or what
That's right.
your people see as gods. You wish to become an immortal being. That's a hefty price. For me to do that for you comes with a lot of risk. To maybe tempt you along the way to get into the Godforged. Say I know a way. What is 500 souls worth to you? I give you a device. You collect their souls for me. 500. And I might just tell you a way in.
Fia looks at Timmy to see what he's doing.
Saphira
I'm
offers
doing what
out her
I'm doing
hand.
right now.
I'll take it.
Basil's jaw is on the floor. The bar
Mine
is
too.
so low.
I must be very specific though.
Oh no, they're gonna be good people out to kill now.
There must be only a few ways these souls are taken.
Who would that
Cruelly
be?
and suddenly, in an immense moment of anguish. Or willingly tricked into giving their soul
my-
to you. Anguish and trickery. Those souls taste best.
Oh my god, Denathrius.
Like, oh my gosh, you're so cheeky, Denathri.
Oh my god.
Don't make me go kill 500 people.
Don't do this. Oh my god.
I kind of love it though. Saphira thinks for a moment. She dares not look back at her friends.
Saphira, you can't seriously be considering this.
Saphira holds her hand out again.
I don't shake hands, but a contract will be written out.
She's holding her hand for the item, for the souls, not like for a shake.
Oh, I see. He plucks a singular coin from his hand, from his pocket into his hand. He places it onto your hand. Over the right eye of the victim, on the moment of their passing. That should do it. Make sure that the head is facing down towards their eye, and their tail faces up. As simple as that, Saphira. As simple as that.
Saphira nods and she stays silent.
Scobble cut the silence.
Mm-hmm.
You're all fools.
And what would a Krugven with no name wish to deal with?
I see this creature's nature. The deal is never worth the price paid.
You can see he hasn't touched the fish.
Yeah, has anyone actually touched their food? Basil pushed
No.
his away after Saphira made that deal because he's so disgusted.
As soon as he said that, people come and visit and they eat and they make deals and they play games. Fia hadn't eaten at that point and then just was like, maybe not.
He's looking directly at you, Scold. You intrigue me. Surely there's something you want. Why are you so far from home? What would bring you out with a group of odd people?
God, Joe's loving this so much.
Your race is rather elusive.
As is yours.
We are. And yet I travel only with my own kind here. Weaker ones, of course. Yet you travel with strangers. Curious. Do you wish to become a god as well?
No.
Oh, phew.
Everyone's holding their breath, waiting for school.
Can't handle a
yes.
second god.
My desires don't align with your offers,
But they may.
for they must be attained by my hand.
Nobility was always so boring. Come, drop the pride for a moment, enjoy life. Want to take a shortcut?
He kind of scoffs, but you can see he's not budging.
Perhaps the game would be more appealing to you. Timmy.
Timmy pees his pants.
Passes out.
Oh,
Okay, next.
I've been looking down at my meal this whole time. And I look up and say, you know what I want by seeing what you've given me. I already know you can't bring her back, so there's no point in this.
Who's to say I can't? I deal in souls, as do most of my kin. When one dies, they don't go very far. What is a short journey for us is a long one for you. How did you lose her?
It's Mommy.
She was called to the war.
Killed her on the field of battle. What if I could tell you where her soul was? Would that be tempting to you, Timmy? The chance to bring her back. All is possible, you know.
She wouldn't want to come back this way. And I look back down.
Before you make that decision, I would not necessarily be the one to bring her back. What if I just told you where she was? Where to find her? How to find her?
Would you want me to kill for her? The same as her? And I look towards Saphira.
Not necessarily. That one loves blood and shedding it. You could do something else for me. Something only I will tell you.
What is it?
I will tell you something, and you will sign a contract. If you were to exchange it with anyone else, your soul is mine and you will die. But it will be an easy decision to make. The moment I tell you it, it'd be something between just us. A very simple matter, and you can have her back. I promise you this. If you...
Can I choose not to do it?
I will shed the information to you upon the blood contract. As long as you don't share that information, you can choose to decline the offer. But once the information is given to you, you must keep it to yourself, regardless of whether you see it through or not. You can't hint towards it. You must keep it yourself. It'd be enjoyable to me to see whether you crack along the way. A very simple thing to do.
Little things rustle
I'll
your
at least
jimmies,
hear
huh?
it.
You at least hear it. So you
Yeah.
will sign the contract that if you were to share this information, even hint towards it, you'll die. And your soul is mine.
Yes, I could keep my mouth shut. I won't say that I'll do it afterwards, but I at least want to hear what your offer is.
I'm so scared.
Me too.
We shouldn't have come here.
Very well. I'll come back to you then.
Join the dark side, Timmy. We have coins.
God damn it.
Basil,
Mine's gonna have souls.
Yep, that's me.
what could you possibly desire?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty content
Are you?
with everything. I think so.
Why do you journey out? Why do you want to become an adventurer? And I say become because... Well, look at you. Couldn't you be greater? Couldn't you want to be greater?
I guess. Making me feel kind of insecure, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I feel like I mean, I guess I would like to be a famous bard. That would be cool. I guess
The most famous bard.
I don't know about that. That sounds like a lot of responsibility. He's gonna look at Fia for a second and remember something she talked about on the ship. He's gonna think thoughtfully. I guess it'd be kind of cool to meet my real parents. I don't know if I need you though to do that. I feel like I could track them down. Like,
Fia's gonna
Yes.
vigorously nod her
Fia's
head
like-
like
But what if... Let's just say this. During the time you've been traveling around, trying to find them, what if you are limited on time? What if, let's say, during such a time, every day you waste heading west is one day that they come closer to meeting their end? Hypothetically.
Basil, that's always the truth. Every day we're all closer to death. That's always how it is.
That is
she has a
fair.
point.
Very well. Glory does not tempt you.
Not really. I just want people to like me, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna, I'm good. This food looks good, but I'm good. It was nice talking to you.
You'll be tempted to do so again, I'm sure.
Sure, maybe, yeah. Now I know where you live, so that's good.
You know where to find me.
not awkward.
Yeah, I know where to find you. So if I ever change my mind, I'll come right back here and chat you up.
So, oh my god.
I'm looking forward.
Wait, can I just
Yeah.
above board, I have to say I love the idea of us like 10, 20 sessions from now being like, I wonder what that guy's up to. We should send him a bird.
Yeah.
Just like send him a bird message like,
What's
what's
up?
Oh god.
Hey, Zalphil! How's it going? We're all here. Hey.
Oh.
His eyes finally dart to you, Fia.
Sorry. Fia snorts.
Cute.
Finally. What could you possibly need?
Shrugs shoulders.
That's it. You feel your very word I'm going to try and twist to it, do you? Is that it? You think devils are so full of trickery?
Not necessarily.
And what is it? There's nothing you desire. All adventurers desire something. You just have one
And there's all
stoic,
sorts of
stubborn
things
one. Then just say
that I
something.
desire. I'm not gonna make a blood contract to have a chocolate cake. I'm not gonna make a blood contract to, have smooth sailing to Wolfgar. That's not.
Why'd you head to Wolfguard? curious.
Seems like a great place to travel to.
Does it? What could it be in
I feel
Wolfguard
like you
right
already
now?
know.
I don't know everything. I can guess little bits and bobs. Accents and habitats of certain creatures. I can't read all your thoughts. I can see devastation in the eyes behind you. I can see suffering. I can't make out details. I'm not a god.
We're pursuing Magnathor.
Now that is
Thea
curious.
glances over at Scold a little gratefully.
Magnathor. Why would you care about that?
Seems like a thing to care about. He's out roaming around.
And you think if you kill him, you'll be killing the unkillable, and therefore become heroes. Understandable.
I don't know that we. He's actually unkillable. Maybe we can't kill him.
Oh, everything's
So-
killable. Everything's unkillable until you find a way to kill it. Technically, I'm unkillable. Technically, so are all of you. Have you been killed? No. Such is the case for anyone who is unkillable. Find a way. But why? Why kill the unkillable? Why go after this Magnathor? Means nothing, does it not? He hunts dragons. What purpose would you have?
I think he was imprisoned for a reason, and he wants to unleash havoc and destruction. It seems like a good thing to want to stop him.
So does
The
every
chick who tried
third
to sell
king.
them into slavery is with him, so they kind of fucking hate her, and they also hate him, right?
Ah, so passion.
Yeah, she does actually really suck, but I also feel
She
like an
does.
unkillable evil giant on the loose with vengeance on his mind seems like maybe not the best thing for the state of the world.
Very well. So perhaps something to do with that. What if I could give you something to help kill the unkillable? Some sense
I
of
don't-
direction.
I don't know that I need that now, because you had a really good point. He's really unkillable because he hasn't been killed yet. So we just have to figure out
It's true.
how to. Right. So I don't. Well,
Hold on
so
one
we'll just
moment.
figure it
Let me
out.
just see something. You're human, yes?
Don't you know that?
Yes, I just want to think for a moment. Perhaps 80 years. Do you have that? Oh, you don't, do you?
Maybe.
You mortals die very fast. If dragons could not kill the unkillable, Magnathor, what makes you think a mortal in mere months or years could do it? If you wish... Actually, here's a good example. A plate of food is served with knives and forks. Some food too hard to tear with your hands, and therefore needs a knife. But you tear at that food for long enough, you'll get there eventually. If I hand you a knife, you get there in mere seconds. Allow me to be your knife. Allow me to give you the cutlery to cut that meat. Come. I can ease you in a way. I won't take as much. You don't ask as much as some. Look straight at Saphira. So the deal will be lesser. I can't tempt you with anything. You give up as well.
I don't think that's giving up. I think that the prices that you've asked my friends seem very steep indeed, and I'm not willing to pay that.
What's the price?
For Magnathor's information?
You can tell that this is like the one thing that Skull's interested in. You've caught his attention.
Mm.
If If you wish to have the information on Magnathor, and where a certain thing is, it might help you along your way. I wish you to put a device in the center of Shiraz, the main city of the trade princes of Vahazi. A device just beneath the ground. And you have about 4 hours before it goes off.
What the fuck?
Sophia's
Like a
eyes
bomb?
widen a little bit.
It is somewhat like a bomb. It is more like a vacuum.
Trade princes. In the Vahazi.
I'm not fond of them myself. And I wish to see them gone.
Me too.
All it would be is a small, very, very small device. Straight in the
Sophia
center.
looks at Fia. They are bad people, you know.
I do not require any of their souls. If that makes you feel any better, they'll go to whatever gods they believe in. I couldn't care less. Their city, though, gone. It'd be a splendid sight as well.
Out of character, we know like how big Shiraz is, right? Like we understand how many people live there.
Probably about at least 80,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Christ.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, how is it that my punishment / task is to get 500 souls? Meanwhile, Fia's just for information on Magnathor is to kill 80,000 people.
Because he's
Yours-
unkillable.
Yours is 500 souls taken in a kind of brutal way that he's going to feast on.
Yeah.
He didn't
Which
say
is
kill.
different.
The cost of your immortality is your humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right?
That.
Um.
You think I care? I don't care.
No, we know you don't.
Fia. Fia's gonna
You
shake her
don't know
head.
Saphira. You don't know her life.
You wait till he makes the last one blossom, and then you tell
Yeah.
him.
Right.
Oh my god.
Stuck at
Holy
499
fuck,
forever.
that's a great point. Holy shit.
Chucks the coin at him. No!
Saphira wasn't given a specific person to kill. She was just told 500 souls. It could be anyone. It doesn't have to be Blossom, you fucks.
You don't know.
So,
You haven't
We
seen the
don't know.
contract.
It's,
Yeah, right.
It's
We
like the
don't know.
devil to
Read
do some
that
shit
shit.
like that.
Everybody read your goddamn contract.
I'm gonna read the fine print. Okay, sorry.
I got a pretty good deal. As far as Fabia is concerned,
Well,
was your thing?
I don't even know mine.
so
he understands the significance of that item more than you, which
Yeah,
is why
Fabia
it's
doesn't.
probably not
Fabia
a good
does-
deal.
for Fabia, it's like I have this item that does cool shit for me, but it also gets me like chased by people, and I don't really know what it is or how to use it properly. And I can trade that to like fix a mistake that I made a long time ago. Absolutely, I'll do
Yeah.
it. Right. So for her, it's like, yeah, that fixes that. Like the one regret that I have in my life, it fixes it.
The
I have a
irony of
feeling-
that being the item we need to kill Magnathor as well, by the way.
I know. I have a feeling that the Timmy
Yeah.
one would be something like
Kill
your
one of
friend
us.
is going to die.
I can't
On-
say it if it
on
is.
March-
Or, yeah.
yeah.
And
Have fun with
like,
that.
and so it'll be me. It'll be Saphira. Saphira's gonna die on her 499th soul. I can't say anything or he
Oh,
dies.
fuck. That's funny.
That'd be fucked up, actually.
That would be super fucked up.
Dude, imagine if the information he gave him was just the exact time and day we all die.
Yeah, right.
And he just couldn't tell us
You
ever.
can't
I wish
say
I was
anything.
I wish I was
God.
omniscient enough to be able to do that. Like have an idea.
Yeah.
That'd be tight.
Fuck.
Okay, so Fia's kind of got her her hands under the table and she's scratching at her forearm a little bit, but trying to be cool, even though she's sure that he probably knows that she's not completely cool. And she's gonna just shake her head. It's not worth it. You said he's unkillable. and that's just meaningless. And he probably is killable. We just have to be smart enough to figure out how to take him down, and I think we can. I don't think we need your help for that. I think we're on the right
Let
track.
us know there's a way to do it now, yeah?
Oh, there's a
I
way
think
to
we're
do
already
everything.
on the right track.
Even the gods are killable. To the right. No.
So then I don't need you for that.
Perhaps not. Perhaps I will try and rearrange the deal in due time. If you become desperate, if things start to not go your way, reach out again. But know that this is the best offer I have for now. The way bartering works is that when you come back and you beg for my help, which I do think you will, I'll want more next time. That goes for you all on all deals. You decline any deal now, I'll want more next time. You accept a deal, and perhaps I'll be a little bit more kindly. Perhaps even, I'll let you keep this device that you would trade with me, Fabio, if the others make deals. Perhaps I'll do a little, throw something in for free.
I don't give a. She's gonna look at everybody else and be like, I don't give a shit. Don't let that
Very well.
sway you.
You sure?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. Look, he really wants this fucking thing. I'm sure it's really powerful, but fuck knows, I don't know how to use it right. I can make myself invisible as long as I'm holding my breath. I can swap locks, right?
It's useless.
Why do you want
Those
that
are two good
so
uses.
bad?
She's gonna pull it out and show it to everybody.
You like to
Like-
collect things, you said.
It's very pretty. And I know a lot of people really want it, including this guy. So
Let us not be
What if it...
so passe about it. You know that it does more than you can currently do with it. Do you need the more it does? Do you need that? Most don't.
What is the more that it does?
We don't know until we.
I'm asking him.
Yeah, we
Yes.
don't know, but we don't know until we unlock it. What if we'll need it or not?
That seems
don't know the future.
risky.
You probably won't need it. But do you need anything in life? Truly? I don't think I need it.
Do you need Shiraz razed to the ground? 80,000 dead?
Absolutely
all
not.
right, fine. I won't do the deal. Fine.
Besides-
I won't do the deal. Fine, I'll keep it.
Oh, hold on.
No deal, bitch.
No.
Sorry, I got really excited. I got really heated.
Okay. No, I do not need Shiraz raised to the ground, nor did I say they would be dead. I said there'd be a vacuum, and the city would be gone. Did I say dead? No. I did say those who do die, I will not take their souls. There's a difference in that. I'm not looking to kill 80,000. 6. More or less.
Nods head. My apologies.
I can give you time to think on all of these deals. For now, the information between us, Timmy, I have that contract drawn up. And Saphira, if you wish your contract drawn up, I can do so as well. As for the games, we can get on to the discussion of that once Timmy and I have made our deal. You see him kind of branch his hand up, and his hand's just shimmering kind of a flame below the palm, and then parchment starts forming below it. He brings out a pen, a little quill, and he draws on it. His writing kind of emanates like an ember on a fire. And as he writes down it gets this kind of blurry section. You can kind of read like if anyone speaks Infernal, which I think you do, Saphira.
I do.
You can read that it's
That
very
me.
standard contract based until this one point, and you can't see any of the words. They're completely blurred out. He rolls it over towards you, Timothy. And when it kind of arrives towards you, like he just gives it like a slight push, and it breezes like a kind of like a thistle just blowing in the wind. And it lands right on your plate, opening up above it, flying just a little bit off the ground. The language shimmers and changes to Dwarfish, except for this one bit of information, which is blurred out. The Dwarvish essentially says, as I don't have this pre-prepped, it's a deal that upon the information that you read below, if you sign it, you will get access to the information. You will pay with your life and soul to Zalfel of the 4th layer. If you were to divulge that information to any other creature, living, dead, or otherwise, it is between the two of you. Upon completion of the task that is detailed in the following information, you may then discuss it afterward. But until then, it is just between you two. It does not force you to do any action as within it, beyond not divulging the information in any way.
I'll sign it. Is there a pen? The first part.
His quill appears in your hand. You sign it?
Yes.
You sign your name onto it. Let me DM you something. That.
My God.
It's going to be pretty.
And before Joe DMs it to the
Now,
Godforged.
between us, Shane, this stays
Why?
out of character and in character. This stays entirely between us.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say this on streams. I'm keeping this to myself.
You know, it's really funny. Fear could cast suggestion on you and just make you say it, and
And just
And you would die.
She could.
It's really fucked up.
Oh fuck.
Okay. You can talk amongst yourselves whilst I write this.
I'm gonna go pee. This is making me nervous.
I'm waiting for it to accidentally get posted in Godforged campaign chat instead of
Yeah, and then we all
private
see it.
DM
Type it
to
to me
Shane.
directly. I see it.
Wow.
My heart's pounding.
My heart's pounding too. One of us is dying. So.
What is that? 2 out of 6. 2 out of 6 deals.
Yeah.
If Jen wants to make it do me, he just needs to give me something better.
It's true. It's true.
Same. If he's so smart, he should be able to figure out how to tailor those deals.
Chat FYI, Bree and I made our characters in Picrew doll makers, and they're very cute. I obviously had to make like sassy human Fabia because nobody
It's
gives
really
you
cute.
that option.
Bunny
Can
ears
you link me
win.
the pick rig? I want to see what I can make.
Where are the bunny ears?
Is there no ears? Does it
Brie-
not have like ears for furries?
None of the ones that I've seen. So this is the RPG one that Bree used, and then
Or the pickers.
yeah.
They're really cute.
Yeah, they
And then where is the one that I was using? It was pretty cute. Uh-oh. Might not be able to find it. Might be lost in the void.
No! Make a deal to find it with this guy. He'll probably know what it is.
Dude, which picker did I use to make my cute human anime self? Please tell me I'll do
He's
anything.
like, okay, here's a blood contract. And the answer is
Okay,
just
hold on.
check your browser history. And you're like, no!
Fuck.
Okay, you ready, Timmy?
Yes.
Oh my god, I
I'm
see
so
Shane's
fucking-
face! Shane, just zoom in your face a little bit so we can read it in your eyeballs.
Yeah, the reflection.
Oh no, his face! Oh no, I can't look.
This is stressing me out.
This is stressing me the fuck out, dude.
Are you serious? What is that look? What does that mean? Oh my god.
He knows something that's probably the biggest spoiler in the entire game, so
What the fuck?
no,
Oh
he gets to
god
keep that to
damn it.
himself.
Do you know what is really hard about this? Like,
killing me,
I actually am super excited, and I think that this is super cool. That's the meanest thing you, Joe Fudge, could have done to Shane Hawk IRL. Like, that's fucking mean, dude, and you should feel bad about it. Like, it's cool for the story, and I'm pumped, but
I
like,
have to read it like 10 times. I can't believe.
I'm scared. What?
I'm
Do you
scared
need
too.
Do you need a minute, Shane? Do you want to like take a walk?
I might need to. I think after reading this, Timmy's actually gonna take a walk for a little bit.
Okay. I'll delete that later today
Fair.
or something like that, and then we can,
Yeah.
just in case any of us show
Holy
up.
fuck. Holy fuck.
Okay.
What is Timmy's reaction like instantly as he reads it?
My face turns like pretty white, and I leave the room.
Oh fuck.
It's not that bad. He sits back in his chair, feeling a little bit smug with himself.
What did you tell him?
Just a little secret between us, greater beings. Anyway, on to the games, shall we?
Wait, I didn't get my contract. What the fuck?
Well, it depends. Do you want to sign one for sure? Are you definitely doing it? Because if so, I can write it up. 500 souls of anguish or willing trickery to be giving to Zelfel.
That is you, hmm?
How do you spell his name? Because I'm now written it like 3 times, but a different way each time.
Xalphel.
Oh my god,
Zelfel.
Shane is freaking out.
I know. Shane is actually losing his mind.
You're the only
I'm
person
Shane
that I've ever told that to
terrified.
as well, and I'm really excited by it because I've been holding on
Shane,
to it for
do you
ages.
regret it?
I come back.
It's been bottled up for so long.
I come back and I
Oh,
sign
that's
the
good, dude.
contract. I sign the second part.
Do you look at anybody?
You
Do
signed
do
the second
anything?
contract?
Just
No, I just sign it.
Holy
Looks
fuck.
towards you.
I glance at. No, I can't even. No, I just sign it.
Zelfel looks directly at me and says, I'll find her. I'll tell you where she is.
Can people make a perception check to see if I glance anywhere? All
yeah,
of
they can
you.
roll an insight check. Yeah.
sure. Well, I'll do it then.
Insight or perception?
Insight.
Insight.
Insight? Holy
19.
We're at 20.
Nice.
Oh my
fuck. Oh my
god.
god.
18.
Holy fuck. What is going on?
Everyone but
Pretty
Basil
notes.
would look across and what do they see, Timothy?
I first glance at Fabia and then Saphira, and then sign the contract.
What?
We're dead, Fabio, we're dead!
Oh,
Where,
no, dude.
Where were you sitting? Like, were you sitting? Did we decide where we all were sitting?
I'm still pretty far because I'm uncomfortable with him.
I'm a throw up, dude.
After
You
the
didn't
after
even look
it's
at me
been
and I'm scared.
after it's been signed, so it doesn't look like she's trying to like see what the contract does because she's actually not. Fia would walk over to Timmy and just kind of like put her hand on his shoulder and just kind of like give him a little squeeze and then go back and sit down.
By the way, if anyone wants to ask him what it was, go ahead. I don't mind. He smiles, he kind of looks at Timothy and goes,
So evil.
I'm just covering my mouth and looking down. I'm not even looking up at this point.
think how I feel. I've known that for 2,000 years. Anyway. Saphira, do you wish to sign your contract?
Tell me again. What does it entail?
It's okay. It's okay.
Remind me one more time.
Sorry.
I will tell you how to get into Valkyria. A secret way in. Upon the retrieval of 500 mortal souls, taken in a moment of pure anguish, when the last thing they want to do is die in torment and pain.
Look at Shane.
Or taken through trickery. I want the purest of souls you can get, of course. And it doesn't mean they have to be innocent people, of course. But if you go and kill a bunch of murderers and brigands, I don't think I'll count them. They won't have enough anguish. Pure anguish. Like that taken from a farmer protecting his family. Like that taken from a knight upholding the honor of his land, trying to stop you killing one of the lords. Like that desperate person begging for their life not to be gone. Those are the souls I require. And in return, you get to become
It
God.
wasn't stipulated before.
Oh, sorry.
Murderers and rapers and killers, they can't die in anguish because I can kill them in agony. I
I'm
can
not
bring
looking
them
forward to
anguish.
I look only for, and they're not pure innocent, people with some form of nobility. Can you do that?
Saphira looks down
Saphira,
at her
don't
fiery.
do
fiery
this,
plate
Saphira.
of- Shut up!
It's not. I don't think it's who you are.
Skald is gonna
You know
lean
who I
back.
am.
Skald's gonna lean back and he laughs loudly and he looks at Saphira and he says,
It's just funny to me that you need the help of this creature to find your way into Volcaria, when I'll do it alone, without help.
And there's that. She nods at Scold.
But go on, sign the contract.
Damn.
You act so high and mighty. You don't know me.
She
guess we
hisses
don't.
at Fia and Scold. And she throws the coin.
You know what, Saphira? You're right. I don't know you. Maybe this is who you are. Maybe you will just take 500 souls of people who are totally innocent and you feel like it's a great idea to kill them so that you can become a god because you're totally selfish. Maybe that's exactly who you are. Maybe I do have it wrong.
She slams the table at this point. Shut up. She throws the coin at Denathrius
Denathrius.
and walks out the room.
He catches the coin as you throw it. Pity. Anyone else? It's very simple, really. Mortals die anyway. What's the purpose of having a soul if it doesn't go somewhere better? No one tempted? He kind of moves his hand like that and the coin disappears. Maybe in the future you can contact me somehow and we could redefine some of the deals. At least one of you has the sense of good fortune.
Yeah, Timmy.
Timmy really looks like he feels like he has good fortune right now.
Well, what about you, Fabia?
Ah.
Do you want to make the deal? People.
No. Look. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to know that someday somebody might come and just like kill everybody that I left in the burrow. But they're right. I don't know what this thing actually does. I should probably keep a handle on it because I don't actually give a shit about using it for anything really, except for, you know, busting into people's shit. And in the big scheme of things, that's pretty low tier, you know?
It is.
It's
So-
useful. You should keep it.
I'm gonna keep it. I'll keep it. Fuck. Fine.
If you change your mind again, you know where to find me. Demons, though. Now, you can all shed a little blood of demons, no? You know? You didn't touch your entrees, so we can skip straight to dessert. Do you like magical items? A few of them, perhaps.
fuck, he's got me.
Depends on what they do.
That's literally why we came here.
He's got me.
Is
Me
it,
stepping in his spell.
Yeah.
It depends on what they do. Does it give you a beard every morning? Probably not.
I mean, it can. I don't know. The thing is that when I took this city, there were a lot more of my kind. And a lot more of their kind. As the time went on and the battles took place, I locked away a bunch of demons in various locations. Each one, or two, or three, or how many countless ones are stuck in their little homes. I locked the doors, and I made sure nothing got in and out. I'm looking for a little bit more refurbishment around this place. I unlock a door, you head on in, you clean up the place. I get myself a little holiday home. 3 locations I have. I can't really remember what's inside of them. Or if I did, I don't really want to tell you. More fun that way. You hop in, you find I can tell you the demons. That's good at least. I think.
Rolls eyes.
You head on in, you clear out these places, and you help push towards the freedom of Advent. That is what you call it, isn't it? That's all the deal is. You get to keep whatever's inside. I can't guarantee there's magical artifacts, of course, but I can say to you that the rest of the places in this city have been looted and booted apart by various adventurers and good-be-doers, and even some rather nosy dragons. But those locations, they have not been looted. Whatever's inside those, it's up to you what you want to take. Are you up for it?
Scott will stand up, his chair kind of grinds against the floor.
This is a better deal.
There we go. Good. Actually, for me, it's rather boring. However, if you put on a good fight, we both win. All of you going to go with him? We're going to make poor old Krigven with no name fight alone.
What? Hell yeah, I'm in.
Are you gonna watch from here? Or are you gonna, be there?
I have eyes all around the city. He snaps his finger. You see all of the red eyes that Timothy saw light up both sides of the room, and you see a bunch of heads peer forward, and you see that there's been across the walls on the sides, and kind of a pure darkness that doesn't seem very natural. Your dark vision doesn't see through it. Probably on each wall, 70 imps on either side, all just peering across.
Jesus.
Nothing would get done in this place without them. They're really rather useful. Through their eyes, I watch.
Pia just goes like this to all the ones on the wall across from her.
I kind of just stand
So are you the last of your kind?
in the city. My people who came through when that dear old king did open up 2 portals. Your kind really should do their research, you know. You had no idea that devils and demons were not the same thing. We fought. We won, but barely. It escapes a horrible blood war. But there's still a few little bits remaining. I can't call it a full victory until you defeat them. Besides, I don't fancy going home until they're all gone. I'm not allowed, really.
Tilted. You're stuck here?
You think I
Or you're
would
just
want to
not
remain
allowed
on the mortal plane? This place is a nightmare.
I don't know. This room looks pretty nice. You've done a nice job in here. I like the red tablecloth is a nice touch. She's actually sincere. She
I appreciate your eye for decor, but I would really rather get home. I can do a lot more from out there as well. Offer a lot more. So,
Man, it would really suck if we left, huh? Because then you'd be super bored. I'm just thinking you must be really bored.
that's okay.
That's so true. How often are people showing up here? You're going to be stuck here forever if we don't do this. Oof,
Yes,
that's
no.
got to sting.
No, not really.
Do you read a lot?
Why would I possibly read?
What do you do through? I don't know. When I'm bored, I read or.
Do you know your mortals breed very fast? There's many people I can torment still down here. It's just that I prefer to do it from the comfort of home. For now, you can leave. 2 other groups before you have left. 4 others did not. They fought. 2 of those were successful. 2 of them were not so. And then there's been a few here and there, but I wouldn't really label them as adventurers, per se. But over the years, more of your kind will come. They always do. Some will
When were
take
the
deals.
2 that were successful here? Like, how long ago was that?
1, 1,100 years, give or take. Another, 300. During the drought. Oh, what a nasty time. Those were impressive. Adventurers are not... Well, you're not going to be the last of them. There'll be more, and easier to trick as well. I will say that you've been rather resilient. Often, a bit of gold could really go a long way. 1,000 gold pieces, and I can have someone doing whatever I want. You're too rich for that. Wish I got you before you were ripened.
Saphira comes back in, by the way.
Okay.
Oof. Maybe next time, in like 1,000 years when more people show up, don't use the word ripened. It's weird.
Yeah, it seems it's a little much.
Saphira looks at
Seasoned then.
Denathrius again. He's never not going to be Denathrius.
I literally don't know what his real name is.
Zalfel.
Zalfel? Yeah.
What
I want to propose a different deal. I want to take the burden from Timothy.
No deal. You're not the same soul as Timothy. Do you know how fun it is to torment that soul with information that he now has? It's glorious. You might be more resilient.
What do you want?
It eats him
What
up.
do you want for the information that Timmy has? What do you want to give it to me so that he may speak to me about it?
Okay. How about 10,000
I could keep it. I could keep it. No, I could keep it, Saphira. It's okay.
Tell me.
There is nothing sweeter than watching him have to hold on to this information for as long as he can. In fact, that alone was worth the deal. Finding the soul for him was just a little bargain on the end. I don't care about anything more. There's no deal you can make. Give me every single realm in the world. Make me the god of everything. Perhaps that would be tempting. But best to stay in your lane today. Do what you do. You can offer your axe, you can offer blood. If you don't want to offer that, then I don't care about your offers.
Can I make either a history or arcana check, or what I know? Are these sort of contracts always true, or can they be deceptive on the information they give?
Yeah, I'd say make an arcana check based on that. Also,
Okay.
the way I would say it's written is that it's essentially kind of ancient lore, and
Okay.
13.
Only a 13.
There can be tricky language, but essentially if a devil gives a contract where he lies, he's more likely to be punished.
He's
Yeah.
punished, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
he gets
Okay.
punished.
Okay. God, this sucks then.
Saphira looks at Timmy and she looks at Timmy and then looks down. I'm sorry, Timmy.
No, it's okay.
He chose to bear the burden. Next time I speak to you, Saphira, perhaps offer something a little bit more enticing.
Next time I will offer your head.
Oh, you typical brutish types. Always straight to the bloodshed. Can't you just kill someone who deserves it? I don't deserve it. Anyway, 3 locations. What's inside? I get them mixed up. There's definitely a dangerous one in one of them. Just can't remember which one. Besides, you get to clear out the room, or rooms. I get to watch.
Basil's just looking around at the rest of his group. He's just gonna follow what you guys do at this point.
Skull's still standing up.
Yeah. Is it like on a map?
He hasn't shown yet. If you ask that, he'll run his hand outward, and a kind of a shimmering map or illusion in front of you. You can see all the city kind of built in like a 3D modeled illusion of kind of mapping it all together. He points to the cathedral. I know there's a big bugger in there. Then down here, he points in the cavernous area below the city. He says, "Oh, in the catacombs, there's one down there. That always spooks people for some reason. I rather like the darkness." And the final one is in this homestead. And he points to a larger kind of house that's on like the outskirts with like a stable. That one, I don't remember what I put in there. Huh. So you have a homestead, a catacomb, and the cathedral. 3 locations, 3-ish demons, I think. And all the fun.
Fabio will shrug and look at Scold and be like, "You choose, big guy."
Cathedral lost.
We get
This one.
whatever's in there.
He points to the homestead.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, you can clear the place. I care not for traditional artifacts of your world.
What if we get curious about somewhere else along the way?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What if we see another building that we want to investigate
Oh, you
on
can
the
look
way
around the
to
other
the
buildings.
next place?
You're
Can
not
we
the
take
first
stuff?
to be an Advent.
Sure. I just mean, if
Yes,
all
there's
of
not
this
much
is
to take.
yours. All right.
There's not much to
Just
take.
checking.
I must tell you that everything you see on this table, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, wasn't here when I was here. I stole it. Believe it or not.
Oh no, that's fine.
I'm not materialistic. If that's your worry. You can
Looks
take
at all the
whatever
looks at all the candles and all the place settings and it just nods.
you need. He kind of looks. He looks at. One moment. Come on. It's aesthetics. I don't
Oh no,
need
I
it.
All right, gets up.
Very well. Good luck out there. I'll be watching. He snaps his fingers and 3 of the imps fly out.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll leave.
Um.
Scott will leave.
Okay.
Anybody want to stay behind and make secret deals?
That's
Yeah,
it's
now's your chance.
It's a very good point.
No,
I'll follow.
not yet anyway.
All right.
I stay behind for a minute.
Okay.
Saphira stays behind
talk
for a
to
minute
him.
with Timmy.
By the way, I would say as well, Shane, for the sake of like hiding the truth.
Yeah, I'm
from
not going to
everyone
say
meta,
anything from
we'll
any
keep-
of them.
yeah,
I'm just going to
we'll
be
keep everything
super
silent about the
vague.
deal. Yeah.
I just want to go to them. I want to go up to him and say, "Can I push them in the right direction?"
I'm going to let you determine what vague enough is. If it's determined and it's too much of a hint, Timmy.
I won't hint. But let's say if we have a choice between left path and right path, can I tell them to go right?
Just do so subtly. If I see you winking your eye and saying, right path, trust me, wink devil wink, I might have an issue with that. Play it by ear to me. I want to see what you can do.
All right.
If you want as
When
well,
I
Shane,
leave.
after the episode, we
Yeah.
can kind of have a little conversation
Yeah.
as if you spoke to him kind of privately.
Okay, that'd be good.
Saphira's just waiting by the door for Timmy.
I start to head over to her. and start to head out.
Good luck out there.
Gives him a pat on the back.
What time of day is it?
Say probably it was like early afternoon. It's murky, so it's always looked kind of like early afternoon, or it kind of more like mid-afternoon. It's always looked that throughout the day because of all the rain and the rain clouds. So I would say 4 p.m. at this point.
And we're gonna go to the homestead. We decided, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's 4 p.m. So after Timmy comes out, Fia's going to walk up to him. Timmy, I don't know if this would work. I don't know if it would help. And if I did it, it would be the only thing I could really think about all day. But like, I could try to like make you at least not think about it for a while.
I mean, I think it's good for me to think about it. I need to think hard about it for a while.
Okay. The offer's there if you decide it becomes too much and you just want like a break.
I thank you. I think the more I think about it, the better things might turn out.
Okay. All right.
You could have been giving me a break from you guys the whole time.
Rolls eyes.
God damn it.
Doesn't work like that.
Oh.
Thinks about casting suggestion on Scold, like.
We got too many suggestions here.
Yeah, right.
Too many things that can kill me instantly.
Bear in mind, it's not if he willingly divulges the information, it's if he divulges it.
Yeah.
Even accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't mess
Don't
with
probe.
him.
Don't
Scary.
ask him.
Don't even ask Shane.
Yeah, because
Shane
otherwise
dies
If Joe's in one of your streams and I say something,
Shane, if
I'm
you
dead.
misspeak ever, you
I'm dead.
actually perma.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Suddenly Timmy becomes mute. Everyone's like, no man, just tell us. And he's like, he's just terrified of like saying the wrong thing ever.
All right. Skull will head to the homestead as he remembers it on the map.
I'll follow.
Maybe you can get some tips from the whispers when we get back to the boat. You can be like, how do you guys just like not talk
Stay
all the time?
quiet.
Can I be
Yeah.
quiet? Can you teach me?
Yeah, can you teach me how to be quiet? That would be tight.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good point. I can't drink anymore. I get loose lips when I drink as Timmy.
Oh no.
So, this is what he said.
Everyone's just gonna immediately like be within arm's reach so they can like put their hand over your mouth.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
I'll just put down like a zone of silence every time I drink.
That's so sad. So sad.
Okay, so you're gonna head down to the homestead, yeah?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you make your way into the kind of the front end of the city, going towards where it's kind of more landlocked, and where the front gate was, the opposite gate to the way you guys came in, heading outward into northern Westmourne. And you'd be passing through just emptied buildings and quiet streets again. This time, like the imps make themselves known to you and kind of flutter around, watching you as you go. Their heads kind of turning and watching. So you don't feel as alone, but it's still just as quiet. You get towards the kind of northern end of the town where grass has kind of uprooted a lot of the stones, kind of in a war of itself against the unnatural formations of the road there. And a wooden establishment, a wooden house, a large kind of manor that's like curling around, seemingly like a tavern with its own stabled area that's kind of collapsed in, eerily preserved in time. You head over towards it, and the door has a similar abjuration magic on it. The windows and everything still look mossed over and dirty. The wood slightly worn, but definitely less so than any of the other wooden places you've seen before. It doesn't seem like it's been aged by time. It almost shimmers with its own kind of magic around it. It's kind of a placeholder of time. On the front door is a knocker, similar to the one that was up on the top building.
Out of curiosity, is it like different imps, like, or are they like have the same ones been following us, or do they like? Is it like a relay race and like they just kind of like watch in their zone? And then...
Imagine them like essentially like if they're like a documentary crew of drones. They are just getting different angles so he can watch all of the action from another perspective.
Okay.
So it's the three kind of same ones. You've only got one entrance into the building at the front, and it's the main door. Smaller than the other one, but seemingly no seam in it. Just a knocking device and the clean oaken wood.
Scott would turn around.
How'd you want to do this?
We just knock, right?
We're here to kill it.
I know, but the door looks the same. It's just got like one weird knocker. Ooh, Dodger, you muted.
Oh,
We don't have like the same. Maybe we'll walk in and it'll be another fucking shit kid who's just sitting at a table with like 70 places. Maybe he'll try to do the exact same thing. And we'll be like, "Oh my god, what is this? We've never met a devil before," and then we kill him.
No, he said it was the loss of his kind. This is something he's locked in.
How big is the house? Like,
it's like
Does
a
that
tavern.
mean he can't deal with it?
Okay.
It's stronger than him, or what?
That was a little vague, right? Because he said like, "I don't need you guys to take care of it," and then
why
he was
doesn't
like,
he just come down here?
"No," and then he
'Cause
said,
he
"I
likes
can't go home
making
until they're
people
all
fight it.
dead."
Well, if he
Yeah, I
locked
don't
something in,
know.
he's probably not very happy with him.
Yeah.
So we should knock to cheer it up, yeah?
Yeah.
You should maybe sing a song. Let's see if we can hear it, and then it's
Oh my
our
God.
food.
Yeah, we'll pretend that we're buds.
We'll start caroling.
Yeah.
Hey, remember like
What's the popular
2K years ago? We were totally here. It was crazy.
Wow, Scold, if you just want to bust it open, I'm fine with that.
I assume we can't. You said the windows were like mossed over and shit, so we can't like really see in them. Can we scrape some off and see?
I mean, you can try.
Sure. Tries to scrape moss. Gets dagger.
You take. As you scrape down it, you take 16 lightning damage.
Ooh.
As you scrape your knife, and it shocks you the same way the door did when you kicked it. You get
Yeah, guys,
blasted.
that's a bad idea.
Can you
Ow.
make a strength saving throw, please, to see if you remain prone? I mean, to see if you remain standing.
I can. But I need to get to the right page. So, momentarily. Oh, look at that! A natural 20, which turns into a 19, because she is
There
not
you
a
go.
strong lady.
You take the 16 points of damage,
-1.
right? And you're blasted back. You kind of get this kind of almost like Home Alone moment where you just get launched back, but you land on your feet. And you realize that this is kind of a stored abjuration energy that is protecting anything from coming in or out. It's a prison.
100%. She's gonna be like super impressed. She stayed on her feet and looked to see if anyone like noticed that she kept.
With,
she
like,
didn't,
little
like,
sizzling
giving
effect.
fall on her
thumbs up
ass.
and it's like, that looked super cool though.
And then she's gonna be like, yes, that really fucking hurt. She's like shaking her hand and the dagger. Don't. I think we just knock and it goes away, right? Like, don't anybody else do that. It's a bad idea.
So,
Scott will knock.
you knock. And you hear this. You go
When
for
he
a second.
knocks,
Yeah.
can I preemptively use spirit guardians around me?
Okay. Yeah. What do you manifest them as?
Honestly, all the people that I knew in Undersun. All the strong military people, including my mother.
Okay. Yeah. The spirits swing around you, kind of going in circular motions, moving around you. As you use the knocker, it falls, disintegrates from the door, and the door itself disintegrates. And you see where the original door must have been for this, where it's already been kind of chewed in, and the wood is barely on the corners of the kind of left-hand side of the door, where you can see like termites or any creatures that have torn it away. Before, it was kind of chambered up. Inside is a gloomy tavern. It stinks. It smells rotten, like you've just opened up a sewage. This pungent smell of just kind of a caged-in beast that's been in here for over a millennia. But silence. How long do Spirit Guardians last, by the way, Timothy?
10 minutes, so plenty of time.
Oh, sorry. What exactly do Spirit Guardians do?
Can you explain or show? It's like an aura around you of essentially spirits, and if they start their turn in there, they can get their asses beaten.
Yeah, it's 3d8 damage every time someone starts a turn inside of it.
Oh, cool.
You have to make a save, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if, like, you said it stinks. If Fabio was like, oh, but tries to tell, like, in what direction the smell is coming from.
I'd say it's like opening up. Imagine like
everywhere.
Imagine if you had a carton of milk for 10 years and you've just opened it up for the first time. It's just pungent coming from the door because everything that was inside the house is just been kind of locked in. So this thing has managed to survive there because they're not necessarily creatures of sustenance. It has just been in there in its own sweat and its own kind of aura for over a millennia. It's a musk. A demonic musk.
My new band name.
It's a musk.
Demonic musk.
Demonic musk.
There's a lot of like death metal and shit.
Amazing.
Is it totally dark? What's the deal?
Yeah, there's no light source in there, but you got the light streaming in from the clouds above you. I mean, it's quite a gloomy day.
Sure.
So it's...
And we all have dark vision at this point.
Yeah. With your goggles on, everyone can kind of see inside. Just looks gloomy inside. Doesn't look like there's any creatures. You've got on the far window, you've got a bunch of moss that's kind of been gathering. This thick moss, like kind of grown a little bit greater than what it'd usually be. Grows on the kind of top around the window and going down all across the floor and wall on the far side. But other than that, you've got like just rotten wood, but nothing really has got to it. No creatures could come inside during this time. It's just whatever was locked in there. Kind of air.
Is it like one story or two stories? Like, are the walls and the
like a converted
floors
barn.
and everything intact?
So it's a converted barn. So you've kind of got some platforms up the top, I'd say, kind of going around like a rafters. But for the most part, it's quite an open, big area.
Okay.
I think Fabia will kind of pull part of her cloak up over her nose and then sort of put her hand out like, I'll go ahead, and we'll try to sneak forward and see if she can figure out like where this thing is without getting too far away from everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you step in.
24 to stealth, assuming I need to roll that.
Yeah, very nice. If you're sneaking in. You sneak in stealthily. Let me roll. Okay. You're walking inside. You don't see many locations it could be. You've definitely got the rafters and you've got the kind of I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna kind of draw what I imagine.
Okay.
To try and make it some easier, and then I'll capture this for you, chat.
Also, side note, while you're drawing this, can I just say, if you really had no idea that we would potentially go to this place, and a lot of this is you're just like vibing with and throwing it out there, you're doing an incredible job.
Your vibe check was very high.
This is Timmy's most important episode so far.
Yeah.
It's a side episode.
It's been fun. Okay, so I imagine. So I'll go like a generic shape for this because it would be. If we get a map going, it'll probably be a bit cleaner. But I imagine you've got this open barn area with like kind of rafters going over the top, which I'll just kind of draw on for now, like kind of like across the top of like the giving you a little bit of levity at the top. But so it's quite a tall ceiling that kind of goes up with like a thatch roofing.
Okay.
You got windows at the far end, and that's the mossy grown one. You got one here. Probably one here. Your doorway's probably here. And you've probably got one on the adjacent side, so here. And then I would say the kind of balcony area is up here. And has a ladder going up to it there. So it's kind of like a converted barn. On the bottom end, I would say you've probably got tables that are overturned on their side here. A small bar area which had drinks kind of on the far end. I'd say the bottles there are still there. You've probably got a cellar hatch here.
Sorry,
over.
You can't see the map
Sorry?
because I only see Westmourne
I
and
haven't.
Crestfall and
I
everything.
did
Yeah,
not drag you
you
guys
have to
over.
look at-
Switched.
My bad.
Yeah, you have
I've
to-
let the chat see. My bad.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it on stream.
Yeah,
same.
There you go. Sorry. To explain now what everything is. Balcony up here, which is kind of like a storage area for... Sorry about my skills in drawing straight lines. That's kind of like a storage area you'd have in a barn. They've kind of used it for barrels and stuff for this tavern. On the bottom end, you've got like an actual bar here, which has bottles around it on the back. These are the windows here. This is the moss-grown window. This is just a standard window. Standard window, and doorway to come in from. And then these are the lines.
I just would like
represent
everyone to know
rafters.
that
Kind of an overturned tavern bar.
anytime Joe ever wants to show me what anything looks like, this is exactly what he does. Is he opens this up and just draws a series of rectangles and is like, okay, so here's what I mean. And
What,
it
dude?
always looks like this, and I have no
I
idea
ain't no
what's
artist, damn
happening.
it.
No,
this
I
is
like it.
this is a cellar door. But you could probably see the same way that all of the walls around you have kind of just turned back to normal, and you hear the creaks now, and sound comes from it. The same comes from the cellar. Roll a wisdom check.
Me?
Yeah.
Is it giant rats in the cellar?
That's just straight wisdom, not a save, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3.
You don't really ascertain anything then. You just stepped into this room
wise.
very creepily. You'd hear
Don't sell
foot
yourself
creep on the
short.
wood below you. But for the most part, this is just how it is. Just seems like an empty room.
So from what I can tell, as far as Fabio can tell, there's nothing in here.
There's no bipedal creature or like on all fours creature. There's nothing kind of in the corners. Roll a perception check, actually.
19.
Yeah, there's nothing in the corners. There's nothing in the rafters. Doesn't look like anything's alive in here. Nothing dead either.
Okay. She'll pretty thoroughly look around and then go back to the door and be like, there's nothing in here.
Like, is there multiple floors? Is there like an upstairs or a?
I don't see any stairs. I don't see. She'll just come on in. Like,
All right,
there's-
well, let's go in. See what we see.
I guess you can put your tokens on the map just for a frame of reference.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Oops.
You've got this aura going around Timothy as well. These spirits kind of wisping and making kind of a whoosh, like a wind, strong blowing around him. All these kind of faces on them, protecting him during the first few minutes of stepping into the room. You can investigate.
Check
you can
behind
do whatever
bar.
you want. You want to go behind the bar? See what's behind there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you step over
What do I
towards the bar. Where are you climbing into the bar from? Can you put your token on the map just so I can see?
Wait, is it not on the map? I see it on the
No,
map.
yeah, but can you move the bar? That's not the
Oh,
bar. You're
sorry.
not at the bar. You're underneath the rafters there. That's
Right.
that's the
What's
balcony.
the bar? This?
Yeah.
This is the bar? Okay.
So
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess she'd come over like from this way and try to,
when you get here, that's when you go to step towards the bar. What's your passive perception?
17.
Your right eye glances from within your goggles as the moss on the window next to you, a yellow eye opens on it.
fucker.
And it lurches out, looks straight at you. You see now this massive amalgamation of a body growing on the window, curling beneath your feet now. And it grows almost like when you put like a fucking bicarbonate soda and vinegar together. It just morphs outwards. Its body growing larger and larger, and it reaches out and grabs you. And that is where we're going to leave tonight's episode. And we'll kick us out with the fight with the creature, the mossy creature.
Joe's like, I just want to make a map, so I
do want to make the map for it, yeah.
Does the
I like this one.
Does the creature exist yet, Joe?
It does. No, it does. I was researching what the coolest demons would be as you're going in, and I found a very fun one. But you'll find out its name next week. It's very cool. Okay, so yeah, and such ends the episode titled "The Cost of Curiosity."
Yes, very aptly named indeedio.
Let us finish up there, and then we can resume next week for episode 31, where you can start fighting the demons of Advent, which I had zero plans you'd go down this route, but it's awesome. Okay. So, should we do our shout-outs and go around? Thanks, everyone, for playing, as always. Thanks for your curiosity. That was really fun. It's really fun to break off the rails every now and then.
You did awesome. That was super great. That was very fun.
You guys were great in the deal section. It was awesome. Should we start from UOG?
Hello, yes, it's me. Anti-shout out to whatever fucking bullshitty mossy demon just grabbed me. That sucks. Fuck that guy or girl or whatever. Fuck them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to shout your Twitter?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Old lady _ is my
Exclamation
Twitter.
mark cast is what you can see in the chat.
You can go there and you can read me live tweet shitty movies that I watch with Joe and then other sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's me. That's what I do.
That's fair. Timothy, Shane Hawk.
I'm still having like an existential crisis over here.
Poor Shane.
Thinking about how to go about what I know and have to keep it to myself for who the fuck knows how long.
If
Is
it's
this
any
like
consolation, it's painful for us not to know.
That's true. Is this like it's
I'm okay not
information
Yeah.
that makes it so that it's hard to even just be like, well, I'll just play like I don't know it.
I'm gonna try. Gonna try to keep it to myself. Oh God. Hi, I'm Shane. Shane Hawk on everything with an E. Hawk with an E. I do things. I can't think right now. I'm so deep in thought still for like the past 30 minutes. Been playing a lot of.
Shane is a very talented, wonderful gamer. Probably the best gamer of all of us. He's lovely. He's having a life of less mouth pain currently.
Oh,
so
yes.
that's a blessing.
I am back and not in pain anymore.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Really good.
So
thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Well, do check him out. Are you going to go live tonight?
Probably not tonight, no.
Okay. Dex bonus, Dodger.
hello. I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I stream or am on a stream every day except Wednesday. And I'm trying to finish Omori because it's so fucking good. And Bree finished it, and Bree came in my chat like, you need to fucking finish this game so that we can talk about it.
Yeah. Bree's muted and she just got excited, really muted that.
Now I know what Dodger feels. Isn't it so demoralizing to like get really hyped and have somebody be like, you're muted?
How do you relive that hype?
I can't. I'm just excited for. I want to watch you beat it so bad. So.
Oh, I gotta do it. I gotta just plan like another long stream and just crack it out. But anyways, yeah, come hang out. I talk about my baby too much, and that's basically it. So.
Not enough. Never.
Oh,
No such thing as too much.
she's very cute.
It's true. You can't get enough of Clark. Briban.
Sorry, but did you just see Biscuit get up when you said you talk about your baby too much? Biscuit just like, and then stood up
So
like, hey, nobody talks about me enough.
I am baby.
Yeah.
I'm so envious of how how restful Biscuit is. And my dog would never sit still like that.
All she does is sleep and cuddle.
I feel that.
Bree.
I'm Brie Bun. I'm gonna mute myself while I do my shout out. No, yeah, I'm gonna try to play a Spiritfarer next. I think my community recommended it because you played it, Dodgers.
It's so
That's
good.
cute, you like trading
Oh my
games.
god.
Yeah.
I want to watch you play that so bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Stripping.
What's up? I'm Stripping. You can find me at Twitter.tv/Stripping. This was an amazing session, Joe.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you ad-libbed most of it, so
Yeah.
good shit.
All of it.
Make sure you follow
You should see
this
my
channel.
notes.
No, you have the rain part.
No,
Make sure
follow
you
you on.
follow Joe Fudge. Twitch.tv/Joe Fudge.
No, you can find Stripping over on his channel. He was streaming Monkey Game earlier, which actually
follow him
I
and give him your Twitch primes.
no. I was watching earlier. I was like, why are they so obsessed with this goddamn monkey tower defense? And all I've been thinking about is like, man, I really want to get this monkey tower defense.
Oh, seriously?
It looks
Okay,
so
so
good.
It's 90 cents on Steam.
Wait, is it fun?
Is it actually?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so Bloons is like a really old
been around
Flash tower
forever.
defense game series.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was
2007.
like,
old.
what is
Oh,
Sam
wow.
playing with everybody? And it's like a
Bloons
super
5.
HD Bloons game on Steam. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm literally, once we're done here, one of my friends and I are having a friend call, and I was like, dude, you should totally download Bloons. We can apparently play it multiplayer. We should totally do that while we catch up.
I'm opening Steam right now, literally.
Yeah, I actually might have to download that tonight. That sounds fun. But
Well,
yes.
I'll probably be doing Rocket League after this.
Oh,
See who's
nice.
around.
Nice.
Oh my.
If you want to join me.
I could play some probably tonight. I think I'm gonna not raid. Again, so it's way too late.
Oh, they're raiding, aren't they? Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore.
I warned them. I said, if you raid at this time, I shall not partake. And
Yeah.
here we are.
I shan't be
I
there.
shan't be there.
I shan't be there. I'll host into you if you play Rocket League. Jari.
Yes. Hello. My name is Jari.
With the D.
At the moment, yes, with a D, and it's silent, so you just say Jari. Okay, it's really simple. At the moment, I'm playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I'm actually having a lot of fun in WoW at the moment. It's probably like the most fun I've had playing WoW in like so many years. So yeah, come watch me fail at one of the hardest classes in the game. Yeah,
Wait, what do you mean? You're
Jari.
playing Warrior?
Playing Discipline Priest. Shut the fuck up!
I pressed one
so
button.
hard.
I pressed one button. Okay, well, please go and check out everyone in the cast. I am Joe Fudge. On Tuesdays, I read a bunch of homebrew, which I found on all of the different D&D Reddits. So if you're interested in seeing a bunch of homebrew, which does make it into the show, come by then. Other than that, I'm probably going to play some Rust. We're now situated and got set up, so I'm sure there's going to be some PvP and some RP on that. Otherwise, I'm doing a Dungeons & Dragons RimWorld thing at the moment, where I basically made a group of cliche D&D characters and seeing if they survive in a RimWorld setting, which is really fun. So I'll probably be doing those two and the Homebrew on Tuesday this week. Other than that, though, thank you everyone for coming out. I'll upload the episode this week. There probably won't be a GM notes on the Patreon this week because literally the only notes that were used today were rain. In the distance, they passed by the forgotten city of Advent. Halio explained what happened there. Octan versus Astra, General Rafus Deneth. That's it.
You have the rain, though.
there you go.
That was good.
There's your notes for the week.
Perfect.
Yeah, I will see you all next week. Shane, if you want to stay in the call afters, we can chat about that, and then we can get things going. All right. I'll see you all next week. Thanks everyone for playing.
Sounds
I'll see you
good.
guys on the intermission screen.
Ta-ta.
Bye bye. Tell me when you're live, Sam.
That's all right, buddy. You can end, and I'll just go live in a sec.
All right, everyone, go and watch Sam as soon as it goes live. Appreciate it. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.